They were hoping for even some snow. They said, little tough to breathe in this dry, high air. The kickoff coming down to Ruben Drones. He's had some success returning kicks, but not this time as he's hit high and hard by Keith. Check that Gary Stills of the Kansas City Chiefs, and Brian Griese comes out. The starters for the Denver Broncos, his leading receiver, Rod Smith. Smith, the captain of the Broncos, and here's the Denver game plan.
Keys to the game are to keep their high-powered offense off the field. I really feel we have to control the ball, and once we get in the red zone, we got to make sure that we get touchdowns instead of field goals.
And, of course, Clinton Portis, the leading rusher. The rookies had a great year. Griese, the last 4 games, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Of course, he missed 2 games, injured against Seattle. He comes out throwing, and Shannon Sharpe, his all-time favorite target, comes up with a catch, and Marcus Patton makes the tackle as we check the starters for the Kansas City Chiefs. Up front, Eric Hicks leads with 8 sacks. John Browning with 7. Veteran Marcus Patton was in on that play, the soul of the linebacking core. And in the backcourt, Greg Wesley at safety, among the NFL leaders with 6 interceptions. 2nd down and 2 at the 29. Griese again, lots of protection, throws underneath, complete, and it's a 1st down to Shannon Sharpe at the 35-yard line. Shannon Sharpe will return to duty after sitting out 3 games with a dislocated elbow. Played last week against the Jets, had 9 catches, 100 yards.
Played extremely well, still has the brace on his right elbow, but Shannon Sharpe in what I thought was just as courageous an effort as you'll ever see out of a guy last week. In real pain, needed 2 people to help take off his shoulder pads after that game against the Jets last week. That's the kind of pain he was in.
A couple of Super Bowl rings playing with the Broncos before going to Baltimore and winning another. And Portis on his first carry meets the rookie Scott Fujita from California, no gain. Fujita, a 5th-round draft pick, who very bright guy at California, earned his bachelor's and master's in his 5 years, while a redshirt freshman completing his football duty. Dick Vermeil, 66 years young. His team, he talks about family, and it's one of those cases where it isn't a cliche. He really works his team that way and enjoys their company. The toss to Portis. He's across the 40, and he's ripped out of bounds about the 42-yard line, 3 yards shy of a 1st down. Yeah, we've got not only Priest Holmes, but Clinton Portis. Holmes, the rushing leader a year ago, touchdown leader this year. Portis is going to win the AFL, certainly Rookie of the Year offensively, and he's 8th in the NFL rushing coming in with now over 1,100 yards. 3rd down and 3. Priest Holmes waiting for his turn. That's Sharpe in motion. Griese looks underneath and fires, complete out to midfield, and it goes to Rod Smith. Smith, the leading receiver, with 76 catches this year.
Notice how patient Denver is being on their initial drive, working everything short. That's nothing more than just about a 5-yard square in by Rod Smith, and against this very loose Chiefs zone, it's all there. This Denver offensive line, not many friends around the NFL, but they have a friend in number 14 that they protect pretty carefully.
1st down from the 49, and it's Portis through a big hole. He's on his way for a Denver touchdown. 51 yards as Portis kickstarts the Broncos.
Boy, you saw that look of disgust on the face of Dick Vermeil. You work all week getting ready. You do not envision a game starting like that. This defense of Dick Vermeil's team gave up big plays against the Broncos in their first game. They gave up over 200 yards receiving to Shannon Sharpe, and now they get gashed for a big play on the first offensive series that Denver runs.
Jason Elam adds the extra point. And the Broncos strike quickly and long. 51 yards for Clinton Portis.
So, how was Florida?
Nice.
A lot of pretty girls on the beach?
Yep.
Probably wearing bikinis, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty girls in bikinis.
Right now, fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 each way when you purchase by December 16th. So get packing.
You are now free to move about the country.
The new Silverado is here. Now with quadra-steer four-wheel steering, it's the most maneuverable full-size pickup you can get. Silverado, the truck from Chevy.
I have an apology to make for knitting you a present rather than buying something you'd enjoy. I thought each present was a little piece of me, a person who, I'm now told, isn't very good at knitting. I'm sorry. This year, I'm shopping at Staples. You should, too. They have the exciting technology gifts everyone wants. And this month, you can get free delivery from Staples.com. But you can't get a macrame mouse pad.
Holiday shopping? Done at Staples.
A mid-air emergency
We have a navigation system failure.
could keep harm from coming home.
Keep her steady. What the?
Collision.
All new Jag. Then, this attorney saved a child from her abusive father.
You lied. Hey.
But winning this case could cost a life.
I want my daughter!
All new Guardian, all new Jag. CBS Tuesday.
Little Rocky Mountain Thunder from this sellout crowd of 76,000 as Clinton Portis streaks 51 yards for the touchdown, his longest run of the season. Only 6 plays for the 79-yard opening drive, and the Broncos lead 7-0. Now it's the Chiefs' turn at what it figures to be a high-scoring game. The winner likely to be in the 30s. Dante Hall, all he did last week was return 2 kicks for touchdowns, a punt and a kickoff against the Rams. He takes it at the 3. Cuts back, and down he goes at the 25, and a flag with it. Tackle made by Ruben Drones. Bill Carollo is our referee today. And the hold on the return.
Holding number 97 during the run back. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
Denver's running game is really simple. Here's Clinton Portis right back here, but everything starts one direction, and then there's a cutback. And here's the key block right here by right guard Dan Neal. Somebody has to get a backside seal. Right there, Neal seals off Eric Downing, number 92, and when the cutback occurs, nobody from Kansas City is anywhere near.
First play goes to Priest Holmes. Can't turn the corner. Bumped out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The Chiefs quarterback Trent Green running the highest scoring offense in the league. And one of the reasons, of course, is sensational Priest Holmes with those 24 TDs.
We have 2 keys that's definitely going to help us win this ball game. One of the keys offensively is to control the clock. And one way you can do that is by giving Priest Holmes the ball. And on the defensive side of the ball, shutting down their running game.
Very modest guy, although he does admit he wants the ball.
He sounds like a football professor being analytical there.
Articulate command of the language. 2nd and 11. The quick throw into the flat to Tony Gonzalez, and the tight end is bumped out of bounds at the 21, shy of the first down by about 4. A look at the starting defense for the Denver Broncos. Up front, Trevor Price, despite a mid-season slowdown, does have 8.5 sacks. Al Wilson of that fine linebacking core leads in tackles. And Kanoy Kennedy and Izell Reese at safety are still without an interception this entire season. Denver has only 8, part of the frustration of Mike Shanahan and his coaching staff. 3rd down and 4. We saw not a single takeaway in so many of their games. Green rolling and throwing to Bo Richter, and unsuccessful as he was well covered by Denard Walker and Kanoy Kennedy.
Well, Denard Walker is stuck to Bo Richter like he's got Velcro on both of them. He anticipates this break by Bo Richter. Never does get a sight of the football, but he's so close to Bo Richter, it doesn't really matter. That was outstanding work by Denard Walker, who's got only 1 interception on the year. I'm sure he'd like to have more, especially given the fact we're in the tail end of this crucial season.
You saw Delta O'Neal, one of those chastised by not starting today. He catches it at the 34, and he's hit immediately by Corey Harris. And so the Broncos have their second possession when we return, already celebrating an early touchdown lead.
I hate it when he does that.
Sorry about the dust.
Come on, guys, let's go.
The powerful new Chevy Trailblazer EXT. Room for 7. Room for everything.
I left the bagels in the jet.
Chevy Trailblazer. Like a rock.
He is not my boyfriend.
This holiday season, get over to KFC and get amazing values on America's favorite chicken.
Ballet.
Bye.
Skating.
Later.
Ball.
See ya.
Football.
For limited time, get 45% more popcorn chicken free when you get an individual size for just $1.99. Perfect for on the go. Or get a 10-piece bucket of original recipe or extra crispy eat at home for an unbelievable $7.99. So whichever one you choose, KFC's got great values for you.
I've lived a life that's full. I've traveled each and every highway. But more, much more than this, I did it my
Your future, your way. AXA Financial Planning.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37. KFC, there's fast food, then there's KFC. And by Chevy Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Little Denver holiday spirit, and
yes, sir.
All the more so now. Couldn't be more perfect for these two teams. The two clubs ahead of them, the Oakland Raiders and San Diego Chargers, have lost. We'll update the standings as soon as we get a moment as Ryan Greasy sets up shop at the 30-yard line. Play action fake, wants to go long. Looking for Smith. And he's got it all the way to the 24 of Kansas City.
Interesting how well your play action works. When on the first series, your running back took it 51 yards for a touchdown. So why not fake it to him again? And there goes Rod Smith. Boy, and that is just, it's so beautiful. Sam Brandon just in no position to take it back. Shenard Hart's, forgot to flip my card, but Hart's just in a trailing position all the way with Rod Smith. But again, all because of play action and the success of the running game.
And now first down from the 24, and Willis fumbles the ball. A big hit, and Kansas City, a team that is second in the league, first in the AFC in turnovers, has one early today. They are a plus 13, now a plus 14. As Eric Hicks covers the fumble by Clinton Portis. What a hit by Ransom.
I cannot believe this present. It's so cool. It's the best gift ever. That's basically the reaction I want from my whole family.
We've got lots of gifts that'll do that.
Let's start with the kids.
Bring your list. With CDs, games, DVDs, and more, we've got the gifts electronics lovers will love. And tons for under $50. Circuit City, we're with you.
Wow, great gift.
Exactly.
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Bud Light.
Life is full of difficult choices, and some not so difficult. When you purchase an elegantly redesigned mid-size 2003 Saturn L Series, you can choose $2,500 toward your down payment. Or get 0% financing, 0 down payment, and 0 payments for 90 days. Unfortunately, this not-so-difficult choice ends January 2nd. Purchase a 2003 Saturn L Series and get $2,500 toward down payment, or 0% APR, 0 down payment, and 0 monthly payment for 90 days. See participating retailer for restrictions.
NCAA Basketball Championship on CBS.
There is no statistic that correlates better with victory than turnovers. To be on the plus side, and Dick Vermeil brought in the statistics as we talked to him yesterday. His team delivers at the 19-yard line. Holmes on the little swing pass, and he rips across the 30 to the 31 and a first down. Now let's check that fumble.
Yeah, it was all caused by Derek Ransom, defensive tackle number 95. Watch him slide laterally along the line of scrimmage and stick out his left hand right there and pops the football loose from Clinton Portis. And boy, Eric Hicks has a wide open field as the ball is just lying there waiting for him to grab it. What a job by Derek Ransom of putting his hand right on the arm of Portis and knocking it out.
Empty backfield. That's Bo Richter in motion. Green throws it into the flat, complete. And big tight end, Pro Bowler Tony Gonzalez down the sidelines, and another Kansas City first down.
Well, that was just tremendous pass protection by the guys up front for Kansas City. And then Denver amazingly loses track of Gonzalez. You'd think you'd park somebody with Tony and be in his hip pocket the whole time, but there's not a member of the Denver secondary within 5 yards of Gonzalez. And a good job by Trent Green of finding his big tight end.
Yeah, he had to throw it over Ian Gold. 14-yard play, first down at the 45. Holmes on the run. He's corralled at the 49 after a pickup of nearly 4. Trevor Price leading the charge, number 93.
Well, it has worked out absolutely perfectly for these teams. They went into today going, boy, do we need help, and they got it as both Oakland and San Diego end up losing.
And Mike Shanahan told his team, if they both lose, if we win our last 3, we're in. It's that simple. It's a little more complicated for Dick Vermeil and the Chiefs. 2nd and 6. That's Dante Hall in motion. On a roll to buy some time. Then the look back. And Green keeps it. Slides down at the 45 in Denver territory. Just short of the first down. Ian Gold there to touch him down.
Well, that truly is a situation where Trent Green couldn't find anybody to throw to, because it certainly wasn't because of the pass rush. Take a look at this. You're not going to find a blue shirt anywhere near Trent Green. He's doing an awful lot of running around for a guy that wasn't under any pressure whatsoever.
Puts Green near the 200 mark in rushing. He's second to Priest Holmes on the season. 3rd and 1. Holmes.
Who would have imagined that?
First down at the 41, and after he broke the contact at the line of scrimmage, then you could feel these Denver fans gasp because only one blue jersey was left. Tyrone Poole gets a start today.
Well, we'll see what happens with this drive, but how desperately did Kansas City need that Portis fumble and a turnover? They give up the big play to Portis, who runs in for a touchdown. They then get beaten on the play action, and it looks like, oops, all of a sudden down 14-0 at Mile High. That's bad news for everybody. But boy, that turnover came at the right time, and now we'll find out if Kansas City capitalizes.
Fake to Holmes, a long pass by Green to Bo Richter, incomplete. The rookie from Little Hastings College in Nebraska, an NAIA school, Bo Richter has only 13 catches, but 6 of them are for touchdowns. Log on to NFL.com, fans. Get the latest insight from Boomer Esiason on the maturation of young quarterbacks. It's only at NFL.com or on America Online. Enter keyword NFL.com.
We mentioned that Tyrone Poole was getting the start for Deltha O'Neal. He had the coverage that last time on Bo Richter, and it was outstanding.
They split Gonzalez into the slot. Now they throw to Holmes, and Holmes, with some running room, finally bounced out of bounds at the 34-yard line.
That's the second time we've seen that play. This is a backwards pass. If Priest Holmes wanted to throw this, he could. This is a lateral, and that's the second time that they've run that. And you got to wonder if maybe something coming up later might involve a pass, because it's a risky throw to throw it like that. That's a free football if Holmes would drop it. And how about that? 295 rushes, 68 receptions. This guy touches the football an awful lot.
Over 2,000 yards of offense. 3rd and 2. He made 8 on that last play. Toss and a sweep with some blockers, and a good pursuit by the Broncos. It looked to be Al Wilson traversing to get a hit along with rookie Monsanto Pope, a defensive tackle.
Well, everybody in the league knows the speed of this Denver defense, especially the linebacking core. But that was just beautifully read by Al Wilson. You know, all the time we talk about over pursuit, but did you see him sit down, anticipate that cutback of Holmes, and be sitting there waiting for him right in the hole?
No gain on the play. It's 4th and 2, and they're in that awkward field goal range, especially in that Morton Anderson was a question mark as to whether he'd even play today, bothered by a bad knee, but kicking off too much lately.
First reconfigurable luxury SUT. Cadillac Escalade EXT. Breakthrough.
Jingle Bells. Brought to you by the United States Postal Service.
Hey, look, it's only $1. Don't waste your money.
Freeze! Pam needs a second opinion. Luckily, T-Mobile has a camera phone that doesn't cost a fortune. Carry on.
The ivory toad of Shanghai.
Can I borrow a buck?
Introducing the $100 camera phone, only from T-Mobile.
Get more.
For the holidays. Brought to you by the United States Postal Service, your holiday shipping center.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by T-Mobile. Get more minutes, more features, more service. And by Cadillac. Bold vehicles defying convention.
Back in the capital of Colorado, Bronco country, Morton Anderson, the ageless field goal kicker, now at 42. Earlier in the week, he could hardly walk because his right knee was so sore, because they've scored so many touchdowns the last 2 weeks, 49 points each Sunday, that his knee was sore.
Yeah, this would be a 50-yarder, and Vermeil decides that's too far.
So they'll go for it, 4th and 2. Fake to Holmes, and look at Green. He's all by himself, and he dives across the 30, and that's enough for a first down. Had he made a slide there, the ball would have been spotted back around the 30-31. The dive was necessary.
Well, let's see. You've got the #2 offense in the NFL, the highest scoring offense in the NFL, and the last ranked defense in the NFL. I think Dick Vermeil's decision is, why not have my best unit try to make the big play? And that's exactly what he did, going for it here on 4th down. The offensive team is the best part of the Chiefs, along with their special teams. Let them try to win the game.
Green needed 2, got 3. Fake it to Hall, and Priest Holmes gathers a crowd. Everyone went for Holmes. No one went for the reverse. John Mobley, one of those mobile linebackers of the Broncos, and Ian Gold, who pair with Al Wilson, the top 3 tacklers, chasing down the play.
It doesn't, it didn't really help a whole lot when Hall, right after the fake, looked back to see how Priest Holmes was doing. That's not exactly selling out your fake. You can see what kind of a matchup we got today. The team that runs, and the other team that won't allow it.
On 2nd and 12. Shovel pass to Holmes, looking for some daylight. He squeezes out a few yards to the 25. It'll be 3rd and 6. Tyrone Poole all over the field here early. Al Wilson there as well on the tackle.
Now, Priest Holmes had 113 yards against Denver the first time they played, so he is used to some success against his team. But I think right now this big offensive line that's very healthy, very good, this Chiefs offensive football team, I don't think they're all that concerned about playing Denver. I think they believe they can run the football against anybody in this league.
12th play of the drive is Gonzalez. And a little confusion now between the 2 tight ends, Gonzalez and Dunn. Now they both line up on the right side. On 3rd down, Green. Incomplete. Bo Richter was open. He overshot him. Tyrone Poole covering. And now Anderson. No, Straczynski, and Anderson will come out. Straczynski the holder. They gained enough yards now that Dick Vermeil feels that it's within Anderson's gimpy range.
Well, that was an easy conversion for a 1st down. Bo Richter could not have been any more wide open, and Trent Green just simply put a little too much thin air under that football, and it floated on him.
43-yard attempt by Anderson. He's missed only 3 all season. He's got the distance.
4.
So the frustrated mentor of the Chiefs sees that one sail wide, and the Broncos maintain a 7-0 lead.
CTS. Breakthrough.
The city. How romantic.
Trip to the city of your choice. For 8. Free.
Come along, boys.
Shopping. Free.
Just a few more blocks.
Entertainment. Free.
No cats in this one, right?
I don't think so.
Time with people who make you feel warm and fuzzy. Priceless.
Let's go. Drive fast.
Use your MasterCard and you could win a getaway with people you're closest to in our Priceless Memories sweepstakes.
There's a light in your soul. It says you're one of a kind. Don't never let it go. Be original, an individual, yeah, like Dr. Pepper. Be you, do what you do. Dr. Pepper. Be you, do what
Be sure to pick up Garth's album, Scarecrow, wherever great music is sold.
Gather the family for the Survivor season finale.
There are 4 left, and in the end, only 1 survivor.
The Survivor season finale and reunion show, CBS Thursday.
Welcome back to Denver with the 7 points. Denver has now outscored their opponents 60-20 in the first quarter, and that's been typical of a Mike Shanahan team through the years. He gets his team up early and in the end zone early. He's had great success in the first quarters. Denied the field goal. Kansas City trailing by 7. Denver takes over at the 33. Greasy from an empty backfield steps up and throws. Incomplete. Tried to hit McCaffrey out at the 45-yard line, and Derek Ransom hit Greasy as he threw.
Keep in mind, Brian Greasy is still playing on a very sore left knee, and that just seemed, boy, you just see how close that came to being a completion, but the ball back behind Ed McCaffrey.
Might have been tipped.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was tipped or not. I agree, it might have been. It was just enough to alter it a little bit.
2nd and 10. It's Portis And he's tripped up at the 39-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 4. And of course, Sunday night means 60 minutes here on CBS. Whether Iraq does or does not have weapons of mass destruction, one thing they have, oil wells. Is that what it's all about? We'll find out tonight on 60 Minutes. As Greasy goes back into that huddle facing this Chiefs defense, he has to be freshened by the fact that he's had his best day ever earlier this year against that defense. 30 for 50 and 376 yards in the overtime win against Kansas City at Arrowhead. 3rd and 4 underneath to McCaffrey. He spears it.
The spot here is all important.
Yes, it is. If McCaffrey knew it, look at him lean back and place the ball. I think the spot, yeah, they're going to give him the 44.
He got a great spot. Let's try to play official here and try to figure out exactly where Ed McCaffrey right there.
Oh, that looked about the 43, didn't it?
Oh, I think he got a spot that was about a yard better than it actually was. Yeah, at least a couple of feet.
Put it on the 44, and that was enough for the 1st down.
Blue 18 support.
You heard the call of Greasy, and Portis kicked out of a tackle as Marcus Patton couldn't get him down on the line of scrimmage, and finally Maslowski after a gain of 9. Let's go to B square.
Well, Dick, Eric Hicks for the Chiefs had that fumble recovery on the last drive. Part of the Chiefs' resurging defense, and if you look at some of the numbers, the plus 13 turnover differential, week through week 8, they allowed 30 points a game, 5 of the last 6, just 10.5. And Hicks said, bottom line, it's desperation. We started feeling like all that hard work in the preseason was starting to go to waste. We now have this renewed fervor and feel like for the first time in a while, we're not playing second-class citizen to the offense.
Yeah, fervor was the word he used. 2nd down and a short 3. Greasy off play action. All day to throw. Almost intercepted as if William Barty, and a flag goes down. They're going to say that he hooked the receiver McCaffrey on his way for the ball. And to see the opponents called for a penalty for Denver fans is a real treat. Jets were only called for 1 last week, and it was 37-17 the last 3 weeks.
Illegal contact, number 24, prior to the pass while the quarterback was in the pocket. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Well, William Barty is a guy that missed 3 games with a bad ankle. He gets no pass rush, so he's trying to run with McCaffrey for a long period of time, and it wasn't so much as he was holding McCaffrey as he was grabbing McCaffrey to pull himself around him and, trying to give himself a little momentum. But when you're that far out on an island, everybody in the stadium can see it happen. But there was no pass rush at all for Kansas City. This is a Brian Greasy that is not all that mobile, especially moving to his left. You've got to try to put some pressure on this guy or you're not going to win the game.
1st down inside the 44 of Kansas City. Greasy again to throw, going long again for Ashley Lallee. What a catch and what a throw!
It's a cruel, harsh business, but you get a guy called for a penalty, you know he's got to be a little apprehensive in thinking about it, and you go right back after him. And look at William Barty. Look at the coverage. The coverage is actually very good. The problem with Barty is that he never turns around and sees the football. Only Ashley Lallee knows where the football is. Barty can't turn and make a play on it.
And Greasy could not have thrown that ball any better.
But it's tough business, Dick. Go right after him.
40 yards on the pass, and Portis pays it off with his 2nd touchdown. On the score by the rookie Portis.
Well, Clinton Portis is rookie in name only. By this stage of his quote-unquote rookie year, it would already be the 2nd season of his collegiate career game-wise, and he bears no resemblance to a rookie.
Elam gets the extra point. So Clinton Portis from the University of Miami, 2 touchdown runs, and the Broncos are up 14-0. Here, it's the infusement of the rookie talent. How good will they be? Well, here's Lee from the University of Hawaii, who was the #1 draft pick.
They're neighboring states.
They are. They both big in surfing. Both states are outstanding surfing schools.
You think the Broncos, though, hit it on their first and second round draft choices this year?
Well, Lee to Portis, and they collaborate on that touchdown, the 40-yard catch by Lee, and Portis with a run in for the score. 2 6-play drives by Greasy and the Broncos, 1 for 79 in a score and 1 for 67 yards in a score. Dangerous Dante Hall, number 82.
Well, the Chiefs in desperate need now of either another turnover, some help, or how about something special from the special teams?
They have 3 kick return touchdowns this season, all by this man Hall. Got great speed. Flag goes down, so this one's coming back as he's pushed out of bounds at the 29-yard line by Tyrone Poole. You can see that speed of Hall, that able to run away from tacklers, but he got some extra help.
Well, they're going to call a block from behind.
And are going to huddle first. There's a flag also at the 50-yard line, which is certainly an unusual spot.
Well, the one flag thrown by the linesman was for a block from behind on the contain, and that's what enabled Hall to get around the corner. Now that one, I don't have any idea what that's for. That was way after the conclusion of the play.
A long huddle. One of the officials, losing interest, walks away, but now the call. Personal foul. That was the late call.
Yeah. I'm not sure he left because he was losing interest.
Well,
maybe,
how long
maybe his role in that little group gathering was over.
Well, he didn't throw a flag. He said, now I got to get my turn on one of these. Only kidding. These officials. Through the year, we really have seen some terrific officiating.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 96 on the return team after the play was over. That penalty is declined. Holding, number 26 on the return team during the run back. That penalty is accepted, half the distance to the goal. First down, the receivers keep the ball.
Monty Beisel with the big foul, but they're going to take the illegal block in the back, and from the 9-yard line, Dick Vermeil's team deep in the hole as we're about to close out this opening quarter.
I have been here many times in this environment in Denver. You fall behind the Broncos. You're down, backed up by your own goal line. As an offensive football player, there aren't many worse places to be.
Those fans behind Trent Green in the huddle, they're very close and very loud. Green underneath, and it's Tony Richardson, the fullback, who has an 11-yard catch and a first down out to the 20-yard line. Richardson, an invaluable player, not heralded, doesn't get a lot of publicity, but a solid starter.
How about the way he finished that pass reception off? He almost took a couple Broncos with him.
Final seconds, and that's it. The opening quarter here at Invesco Field, Mile High. Denver Broncos jump out early, 14-0. We'll return to the Mile High City right after this message. With Dan Dierdorf and Bonnie Bernstein, Lance Barrow, our producer, Mike Arnold, our director. This is Dick Enberg, and a look at the AFC playoff picture with Miami and Oakland both losing. Indianapolis a winner today, so they're the 3 best records. Pittsburgh, one of the 4 now, and then Tennessee, New England playing tomorrow night to join the elite, but so much to be done in the final 3 weeks as Green fires to the sideline to Eddie Kennison. Flag goes down as Kennison is tackled at the 39. Denard Walker on the coverage, and the flag was thrown at that spot, and the early signal is
they're going to get Eddie Kennison for pushing off.
He was open. Minnesota upsets New Orleans 32-31. We're going to see them next Saturday against Miami.
I think Kennison took his right hand and just shoved Walker away.
Pass interference, 87. Offense, a push-off. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Let's take a look at it, and we'll do a little officiating. Ooh, his right. You know what? That's a case where the look of it was much worse than what it actually was. You could see Kennison extend his right arm and hit Walker, but he really didn't seem to do much of anything with the blow.
Now Walker's own momentum was taking him off the play.
I agree.
Here's Priest Holmes. Nothing there, but how does he get out of that tackle just to move to the 14-yard line?
I think Eddie Kennison can go back and say, I know I looked guilty, but I'm not sure that I was.
Kennison, who was with the Broncos last year, remember, and at midseason, the night before the game, quit the team. Was out of football. Said he just had to go home and handle some problems. Of course, played for Dick Vermeil with the Rams, and Vermeil signed him and has been a solid contributor from late last year with the Chiefs.
It's some comeback when a guy's able to do that, because at the time and the way he walked out on the Broncos, I figured Eddie Kennison had seen his last play in the NFL.
That was the consensus. Underneath the Richardson, and all over it is John Mobley, with Denard Walker coming up to assist, and this swarming Bronco defense really stymieing Trent Green and the Kansas City high-scoring offense. Speaking of the playoff race, you can follow it through the end of the season with our exclusive projected seeds and brackets on all the playoff scenarios. All you have to do is click on playoff race at CBSSports.com, or on America Online, enter keyword CBS Sports Line. Third down and about 15.
Johnny Morton not playing. I'm sure they'd like to have him in a situation like this, 3rd and long.
Only a 3-man rush and a great throw, and Kennison with a difficult catch as he is hit hard by Kennedy and Reese, the 2 safeties, and it's enough for a first down, about 21 yards on 3rd and 15.
Well, that is not the type of catch that has been the hallmark of Eddie Kennison's career. He's been more of a glamour guy and a speedster. The tough catch, taking the big hit, not necessarily his calling card. But, well, let me tell you, put that to rest at least for a while, because Kenoy Kennedy whacked him and whacked him hard.
Out to the 39, so 23 yards on that catch. Fake to Holmes, fake to Hall, screen it to Holmes. 45, 50, 45, and a first down in Denver territory. Denard Walker trips him up.
What a perfectly executed screen. Off of 2 separate fakes. There goes fake number 1. There goes fake number 2. And then here come the blocks by the offensive line. Brian Waters is out in front. Casey Wigman, the center, turned back and really made the play happen with his block going back against the pursuit. And then this guy knows what to do in the open field.
51 yards for Holmes here in the first half, rushing and receiving. Now it's only Tony Richardson in the backfield behind Green, 3 wide receivers. And now they send the wide receiver in motion again and hand off to Richardson, who stays on his feet, picks up a block, fumbles the ball, and Kennison recovers. Or is it Marvin Minnis, as Mobley had his hands in there? Minnis, who was activated because Johnny Morton was not able to play today, and he was in the right place at the right time.
Kansas City cannot afford to have any mistakes, and Tony Richardson is still down on the ground because he got hit, and hit very hard when that ball came loose. Talk about 1st, 2nd, and 3rd efforts, though. Look at Tony Richardson. Look at 3 Broncos. 3 Broncos knock him backwards. He makes Walker miss, and then from behind, the ball gets knocked loose by John Mobley.
Mobley was in that pack of 3 that made contact the first round.
Yeah, but Mobley came in with the hit from behind that Richardson didn't see him. And thank heavens for the Chiefs, Minnis was there.
Richardson still down. They don't have another fullback. Omar Easy did not dress today. We'll take a break.
We have always felt that our trucks were tougher than anybody else's trucks. I've had people say to me, I own a Ford truck, and I have 120,000 miles on it, and it's still as good as the day I bought it. Ford trucks stand up to anything that you can do to them. Built Ford Tough isn't just a slogan. It's what we deliver. The people that buy Ford trucks say to us, I will only buy Ford trucks. I mean, I love hearing that.
Mr. Stevens? Yeah. Got you down for over 130 channels, $39.99 a month.
Right, so...
every channel's digital quality. There's access to 31 premium movie channels, 60 pay-per-view movie titles a month.
Great. So that can go on the back of the roof?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, good. So go ahead and pull around back.
You work for the cable company, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why settle for cable? Get a 2-room DirecTV system with installation for under $50.
Come on, hon, just tell me what soaps you want. This isn't really my kind of place.
Dad, I told you, lilac.
Lilac? Just use the stuff I got at the hotel.
Dad.
That's Nextel, right?
Yes.
And the chamomile, too, and honeysuckle.
How about just some soap-scented soap?
It's that cell phone with the walkie-talkie, right?
Yeah.
So cool.
You should do their commercials.
Commercials? I want to be a serious actress.
When the government tried to cancel Christmas, one toymaker stood up for kids.
You cancel Christmas, you are canceling hope.
Jason Alexander is the man who saved Christmas. CBS Tonight.
A special holiday treat, the NFL on Saturday. Ricky Williams drives Miami into Minnesota as the Dolphins fight for first in the AFC East next Saturday on CBS.
We're back in Denver, and they're assisting Tony Richardson to his feet now, but still you can see in a position where he's in some pain yet.
He's up, but that's basically all you can say for Tony Richardson. I think they're going to back that cart close to him, Dick, because I don't think he can even walk. He gets hit right in the lower back on the right side. Kind of exposed. He's exposed in the rib section. And, you know, John Mobley comes in and hits him pretty hard, but obviously any kind of movement for Tony Richardson right now is painful. What a loss this is for Kansas City's offense. There's John Mobley, the guy that made the hit, over there checking on Tony Richardson's welfare. If you know John Mobley, he's been a pro in this game for 7 years, and he's one class act. One more time, Tony Richardson, after breaking tackle after tackle, again fighting. Watch from the right. Here comes John Mobley, and right there, and puts his face right in the right lower back region of Tony Richardson.
And the running backs of today don't wear those heavy pads that they wore, fullbacks wore 25, 30 years ago to protect the back area. That's all exposed. And
for supporting the right arm of Tony Richardson, so may even be a shoulder problem or something with the right arm. He's in excruciating pain. So good luck, Tony. Good man.
So Dick Vermeil's going to have to use his tight ends now. He's got only 2 of those, Gonzalez and Dunn, because Billy Baber didn't dress either today. So he's strapped in some personnel spots. The throw to the sideline is incomplete. Kennison was open, and so was Deltha O'Neal as it was overthrown.
Yeah, that's the second time so far this game that Trent Green has overthrown a wide open receiver. Remember, in the first quarter, it was Bo Richter when they were going the other direction. This time, Eddie Kennison is right there, and both times it looked like the ball just sailed and took off on Trent Green.
Johnny Morton missing his first start since he was a rookie back in Detroit on the sidelines. So Hall becomes the third receiver with Bo Richter in his spot. Green gets away from pressure, throws to the sideline, incomplete. It was intended for Kennison, and Pinoy Kennedy timed it beautifully.
I think Kennedy really got a good read on Trent Green. Green has to step way up into the pocket, and as he steps right in the direction and really has to give away where he's going to throw. He really had no choice how to do it, and Kennedy gets a great break on the football and gets in front of Kennison.
So a disastrous series for Kansas City. They're stopped, and Straczynski has to punt, and they've lost a valuable member of their team, the fullback blocker, Tony Richardson. Straczynski, one of the all-time leaders in fair catches. This one isn't fair caught. He puts some backspin on it, and it rolls out of bounds around the 10-yard line. And we'll take a break here in the second quarter in Denver with the Broncos enjoying a 2-touchdown lead.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Ford. The best-selling trucks are built Ford tough. Zenith, the ultimate authority in high-definition TV. Digitize the experience. And by Miller Lite. Life is best told at a place called Miller Time.
From Vail to Aspen to Steamboat, some good snow, great skiing, but look what we have in Denver. 68 degrees and sunshine. Of course, this city, Chamber of Commerce will remind you, over 300 days of sunshine, the most in the U.S., more than both San Diego and Miami.
Go figure.
I can't. From the 11, 14-0 Denver. Flanker screen to Rod Smith. Gets a good block, but it's a flag down as Smith streaks out to the 24, and the block may have been the cause for penalty by Dwayne Carswell on Scott Fujita. And an injured Bronco gets up, really wobbly kneed. It appears to be Marvcus Patton that they were waving to the sidelines.
Illegal block in the back. Number 89, offense. Half the distance to the goal. Replay, first down.
Well, that's Dwayne Carswell, the tight end. Watch him as he comes in from the left-hand side. Right there. He hit Scott Fujita clearly right in the middle of the back. No way you're going to pull that off without getting caught. Of course, that may be Fujita with the outstanding speed, 4.4 speed. You know, when a guy has that kind of quickness, he surprises you. You're out of position. You end up making a bad block.
Only the Portis fumble at the 19 of Kansas City, denying 3 touchdowns and 3 possessions as Portis out to the 16-yard line. Lou Bush in for Marvcus Patton, who went off after appeared to be a little woozy. And boy, did you see those 2 games yesterday? Basketball, 2 great games here on CBS, and more ahead next Saturday. Some powerful matchups. The Hoosiers off to an unbeaten start against Kentucky, and the Bruins will go to Jayhawk country to meet the University of Kansas. Greasy underneath, complete to Shannon Sharp at the 20. They're going to give him a little more than that to the 21, and that'll make it close to a first down.
Looks like it's just a wee bit short of the first down, and I do mean wee bit.
They're going to measure.
Looks like it's close enough that Bill Carollo will bring in the chains.
Ooh, look at the Giants start against Dallas today. And the finals, and it couldn't have come wrapped in a prettier package for Mike Shanahan and the Denver Broncos and Dick Vermeil and the Chiefs, as again both teams leading in the AFC West, Oakland and San Diego, were defeated.
Well, it's by the nose of the football. He picks it up. Yeah, the interesting thing, Mike Shanahan said, we know we need help. We need somebody to beat Oakland, because for us to win the division, Oakland has to lose 2 of these last 3 games. Well, of course, Denver needed help. Well, they got it, and now they can control it somewhat themselves, because next week, who do they play? Oakland. At Oakland. So at least Denver can say, if they win the game today, we're going to have a chance to try to get it done.
And then they finish at home against Arizona. Portis out to the 24-yard line. Will make that Mike Anderson, who gets a rare chance to carry. There's the Wild Wild West. Some of the wanteds. wanted our victories. And the Broncos at Oakland and then at home against Arizona.
That's what you want to see in the month of December. You want the guys in the same division playing one another because you know how important those games are.
Chiefs will host the Chargers next Sunday and then close out at Oakland.
It's just a fact that the loser of this game is in big doo-doo.
Fake by Greasy, no pressure, gets it away in the flat to Anderson, and a first down at the 34. Greasy has operated this entire first half with very little pressure.
Well, the play action again buys him some time, but we're watching two outstanding offensive lines in this game today. The Denver Bronco unit and the one from Kansas City. Very mobile, very aggressive. Guys that can run, and keep in mind this Denver group is missing Tom Nalen, their 4-time Pro Bowl center. He got hurt in the last Kansas City game here on October the 20th.
Greasy to Portis. Twists out of a tackle. Gets 3 or 4 out of what appeared to be very little. Lou Bush makes the stop.
See, Denver can actually win their division. And to do so, they got to win all 3 of theirs. Oakland and San Diego have to lose 2 of the last 3. Well, Oakland's already lost 1 of the last 3, and of course San Diego as well. But Denver, next, by playing Oakland, gets a chance to tag Oakland with that second loss. And of course it puts Denver, this is some league. Hard to imagine Denver could beat Kansas City, then beat Oakland, and then come home and lose to Arizona. Now, wouldn't that be a you-know-what?
Mike Shanahan, after the 3rd straight loss, coming home from the Jets game last Sunday and trying to rally the emotions of his team.
Prior to the snap, false start, 83, offense, 5-yard penalty, second down.
And he, like a fan, went to the schedule and figured out just what could happen. And he really brought up the spirits of his team, said, if we win 3, our last 3, we're in. If we get a little help today, and they got it.
And they got it. You're right. Now, Kansas City can't say that. Kansas City can win their last 3 and still not make it. The cards could fall the wrong way. But as far as the Broncos are concerned, because of that Raider loss this morning, if they win out, they'll win their division.
Greasy was 8 for 9 passing in this first half. Throws into the flat, and another missed tackle. As Clinton Portis weaves his way to the 39-yard line, shy of the first down. And a reminder that this crew will spend Saturday in Minneapolis, as we'll see the Minnesota Vikings against the Miami Dolphins. And suddenly a very important game for Miami. Minnesota's had a down year, but it's one of the highest operating offenses in the entire league. Could be an outstanding game next Saturday. It'll start at 12:30 Eastern, 12:30 for the guys in New York on NFL Today. 3rd and 5. Greasy hit as he throws, gets it to Shannon Sharp, and a first down at the 49. And Greasy was driven into the turf as he delivered that pass and comes up limping on you can see the brace on that left knee.
That hurt. That hurt. Right in the exposed midsection, just as he delivers the football. Wham, does he get smacked. He really gets buried by Eddie Freeman. And that hurt Brian Greasy. That you just don't have any way of protecting yourself. You don't even get a chance to tense your abs. That's where anybody want to play quarterback, take a look at that and sign up.
Play action. Open again. Anderson. And he's into Kansas City territory. A gain of about 9 to the 43-yard line. Greasy on November 17th in the game at Seattle injured that left knee on this play when Rocky Bernard, 99, fell into that knee. Greasy then missed the next 2 games before starting in last week's loss to the Jets. Steve Berline took his spot in the previous 2 games. Defeats Indianapolis and San Diego, both in overtime. The defeats have been very painful. 3 losses in a row by Denver, but by a total of 12 points.
And Brian Greasy, the last pass he threw last week in that loss to the Jets was intercepted. He overthrew Rod Smith, although a lot of people think that Rod Smith was held on the play. What kind of got lost in that final pass was how well he played in that game against the Jets. He played a very good game considering that he was hobbling around and actually made Dick, remember, a lot of the Jets missed him on their pass rush. He was surprisingly mobile.
Surprisingly indeed, as you see, there's the documentation of the last 3 defeats. Mike Shanahan here in Denver has never seen his team lose 4 in a row. And there was some red eyes and saggy lids here in Denver town with the coaching staff when we arrived. Painful to assimilate those 3 defeats. And as you heard earlier, Mike Shanahan challenged his team even publicly. It would appear they are responding. Portis tackled, but got enough for the first down, I believe, to the 41. Gary Stills made the stop.
Well, here is that play a week ago today. It looked like Denver was driving for the winning touchdown and just goes over the shot, over the top of Rod Smith. McGraw, the rookie safety, with the interception. And it really did cloud a pretty effective and efficient day for Brian Griese. Not the most beloved player here in this Denver area, especially by the media. They take it to him, don't they?
How can you follow John Elway? Who could have? His name comes up every week. Throw to McCaffrey, and he can't quite make that fingertip catch away from former Bronco cornerback Ray Crockett.
What an effort by Ed McCaffrey. Of course, it helps to be 6'5". Oh, he just almost has it, but can't pull it in on its way to the ground. We all remember that horrific injury last year when Ed was lost for the season. Now finally back to where he doesn't think about it anymore. But still, at his 12th year in the league and at 34 years old, at the tail end of his career.
But well over 500 catches. It appeared the Chiefs had leaned offside as Portis takes it down to the 37. Eddie Freeman, the second-round draft pick out of UAB.
You know, it's so warm here in Denver, 67. It's a shirt sleeve crowd. And I know a lot of people like to wear jerseys to the game, Dick.
Offside, nose tackle, 71, 5-yard penalty, replay, second down.
Every now and then, though, you get a vintage jersey. I see a Steve Bono jersey down below me here.
Plenty of 7s still around Elway.
A lot of 7s. There's an old Romo jersey. Bill Romanowski, still a popular guy here. Take a look at some of the. But now a Steve Bono Kansas City jersey. That baby's got some miles on it now.
On second down and about 5, Anderson is knocked off his cleats at the 34 by Derek Ransom. Ransom lost his starting spot to Eddie Freeman, and back as a starter today, and he's made some big plays out of the University of Cincinnati. Likes to play chess and guitar, not necessarily at the same time. 3rd down and 3. Well, you never know. Some guy, you know, if you're really good.
That's a nice tag. Not necessarily at the same time.
Griese into the flat. Portis, how many times has he skipped away from the initial hit? They've had him at the line of scrimmage. Greg Wesley finally makes the stop.
Well, it's called skill. It's called talent. It's called young legs and an innate sense of how to play. But Clinton Portis says, what a surprise, and that's just a whiff. Craig Wesley this says no shot. I'm not sure he even touched him. It's a quick dart back to the inside by Clinton Portis. A guy that, you know, really almost 6 feet tall. And for all the speed that he has, and we've talked about this in prior telecasts, it's his toughness that initially really endeared him to this Denver coaching staff.
You know, they list him at 200+ pounds. He said, no, I'm 180. He's not a big guy at all, but such speed. And as you say, how do you measure toughness when you're out on a scouting party? Just short, 4th and that much. Portis leads all NFL rookies in rushing and has been on a tear the last 4 weeks against Seattle. Then a career-high 136 yards. He followed that game 2 against the Colts, had a couple of touchdowns. San Diego, he scored 2 more touchdowns and set a new career high with 159 yards and had over 100 last week against the Jets. And thus far today, 94 yards, including a 51-yard touchdown.
Well, he's going to need 95 because it looks like the Broncos are going to go for it here on 4th and very short. Now, last last week against the Jets in 4th and short. They tried a quarterback sneak with Brian Griese and didn't get it. With a quarterback with a bad leg.
Not Portis, and he gets it.
Not this time, I see it.
Marcus Patton back into the game, made the tackle, but a big hole opened on that left side by Ephraim Salam and Steve Herndon.
How's this for a little power football? And what an outstanding lead block by Reuben Drones. Whoa. Greg Robinson, the defensive coordinator, he's trying to argue that some kind of an infraction occurred with Denver. He's arguing his case. No, they never come that late, Greg.
Defensive coordinator with Kansas City, formerly with Mike Shanahan and these Broncos. As Griese again all day, no one open, looks for somebody to break free, finally has to run it out of bounds. Mike Maslowski assisting him off the field of play.
Oh, and you saw Brian slip it, and that's the hardest thing for Brian to do, was run to his left. It's the MCL on his left knee, and that's the one direction he does not want to go. Let's check out Rod Smith, see what's happening with him downfield. No, pretty tight coverage right there. Ray Crockett, of course. Now McCaffrey's working the middle of the field, but unfortunately by this point in time Griese's running the other direction and can't look back across the field to find McCaffrey.
15th play of this drive, and down to the 26-yard line goes Mike Anderson. And we're at the 2-minute warning, 1:59 to be exact. 14-0 Denver.
Okay, guys, get this bird put away and we're done for the day.
With a new available Power Stroke diesel, 5-speed automatic torque shift transmission, and the most torque and horsepower of any diesel pickup, F-Series Super Duty goes way beyond just getting the job done. F-Series, the best-selling truck on the planet, is built Ford tough.
I just want to say thank you from this proud American. You don't even know me, and you're risking your life for me. Thank you.
Access NFL.com now on America Online. Get live game-day coverage and real-time stats at AOL keyword NFL.com.
A teenager is found dead in the middle of nowhere, and the clues will lead to a detention camp.
Extreme problems require extreme measures.
CSI Miami, all new CBS Monday.
Kansas City's high-scoring offense shut out thus far by the team that leads the league in rushing defense, and they've had their eyes on Priest Holmes.
Holmes with only 29 yards on 8 carries, and he only has 2 receptions. So Priest Holmes not really a factor in this ball game. A lot of it to do with the fact that Denver's just keeping the football. This is the 16th play of their drive.
3rd and 6, and Griese again takes off, and on a bad knee gets the first down at the 19. Patton finally caught him from behind, but too late. The drive continues for Denver.
Keep in mind, this is from a quarterback who told us on Friday, when I run around, it feels like my lower left leg is just flopping around down there. And again, he has to go to his left. And I think he's surprising Kansas City, which is going into this game not expecting Griese to run to their left. And it's really taken them by surprise, and a couple of gutsy efforts by Brian Griese.
16 plays, 70 yards, now down to the 19. Mike Anderson with a toss. Tackled at about the 12 by Patton. Anderson getting a little more action today after being a 1,000+ rusher as a rookie himself. Timeout, Denver.
One stage of your journey is over. Another begins.
In 3 days, return to the legend. Return to the journey. Return to the adventure. The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, rated PG-13, starts Wednesday.
Change that to 6. I'm happy to meet him. Get Preeb on a plane today, okay? I need him here. Not to take the meeting, just keep it short. Well, just as long as I'm out by 7. Hang on a second. Thomas, did we get a new car?
Oh, no, sir. Your car is in for service. This is my car.
Surprise yourself with the simple elegance of the Ford Taurus. If you haven't looked at Ford lately, look again.
CBS Thursday. Gather the family for the event of the week, the Survivor season finale.
There are 4 left.
Come a long way, baby.
3 tribal councils. Yeah! 2 shots at immunity. Hallelujah! And in the end, only 1 survivor.
We're not talking $20. We're talking $1 million.
That's what makes Survivor the ultimate game. Then join me for the reunion show. No singing and dancing, just answers to questions you've been asking.
The Survivor season finale, CBS Thursday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, in theaters December 18th, rated PG-13. And by UPS. What can Brown do for you?
Plenty of style here in this sellout crowd today.
Now there's a look you really got to love. Like father, like son, huh? That acorn didn't drop very far from the tree, did it?
2nd down and 2 at the 11-yard line. Greasy underneath, complete. Carswell breaks a tackle, and finally the Chiefs gang up on him and push him back. Scott Fujita was there first. And a timeout called with 45 seconds left in the half, and Denver threatening to make this a 21-0 lead at the half. What a drive. 18 plays. They've used nearly 10 minutes.
For a moment there, it looked like Carswell was going to get loose enough to spin around and find his way into the end zone.
Last timeout used by, no, 1 timeout left for Shanahan.
What's Brown to me? 1 word. Mahoney. Mahoney does the work of 3. So instead of 3 different guys for ground deliveries, overnight, and international.
Hey, how you doing?
And 3 different pickup times, all I need is 1 Mahoney and 1 pickup. You wore the shorts for TV, didn't you?
1 driver, 1 pickup, 1 reliable network. UPS, what can Brown do for you?
See that? That ain't condensation. That's perspiration. They're sweating me because I don't live in their world. I'm the X Factor, the loose cannon, the road cop. So come on, partner. Let's ride. New Red Fusion from Dr. Pepper. Who's your soda?
The world's only personalized razor with 9 adjustable comfort settings. New Norelco Spectrum. Set it for comfort.
An outstanding deal to celebrate the season. The Gateway 300 SPC. With a 2 gigahertz processor, a sleek 15-inch flat panel, 40 gig hard drive, and a CD burner. Great for creating your own digital fun. Call now for free shipping on all home PC purchases.
I'll take it.
Call 1-800-GATEWAY today.
Star Search helps discover Ray Romano and Alanis Morissette. Who will be next? The search is on. Star Search premieres live CBS Wednesday, January 8th.
We're back in Denver with a reminder to stay tuned at the intermission for the Nextel halftime report. Jim Nance, Dan Marino, Deion Sanders, Boomer Esiason. So typically late in the year, teams that are out of the playoff picture today rise up, and there were some upsets again today. They'll have all the news on that in the top plays.
How about the Jets fighting so hard to get back into it all, and then they get beat by the Bears today?
Atlanta, New Orleans both lost. Meanwhile, the Broncos have had 4 possessions, 2 touchdowns. They fumbled driving for another at the Kansas City 19, and now they're on the doorstep just inside the 2, 1st and goal. Portis stopped just shy, fumbled the ball. And Kansas City has recovered. Oh, how big is that? Going for a 21-0 lead. It appeared to be Patton and Bush, the 2 linebackers. Crunch Portis, who fumbles for the 2nd time in this half.
Oh boy, how about this? It is an outstanding stick right at the goal line. Maslowski and Marcus Patton. Now this is a big-time collision right there. Look at Marcus Patton. Look at him drive his helmet and his shoulder pads into Clinton Portis.
Greg Wesley, the safety, falls on the loose ball at the 2-yard line.
That's Marcus Patton. He puts his helmet right on the football. What a devastating fumble for Portis, and how big for the Chiefs.
Emotional lift at the end of the half here. 43 seconds remaining, and Green gives it to Holmes. Holmes breaking into the clear for a moment, and still on his feet. Finally, they wrestle him down shy of the 10-yard line. Sam Brandon coming up to make the hit. As always, halftime means the next halftime report. All the scores and highlights from our quintessential quartet in New York.
There aren't many positives about trailing 14-0 when you go into halftime, but it could be worse. Kansas City could be down 28-0. Now they could have had 3 points of their own on an Anderson field goal, but Denver could have easily scored 4 touchdowns in this first half. So Dick Vermeil's going to have to look at any silver lining he can find at halftime.
2 touchdowns you see for Portis, and 2 fumbles that have kept Kansas City and Dick Vermeil's team in the game, and he has something to work with as a motivator at halftime.
He'll squeeze every drop he can out of that. Greg Robinson really talking to Marcus Patton. That was a textbook tackle at the goal line by a middle linebacker, putting his helmet right on the football.
2nd down and 3. Holmes through a hole, and a 1st down at the 18-yard line against a loose Denver defense, giving him some yards on the ground. And Kansas City spends its final timeout. 21 seconds left at the half, and Wednesday it's the finale of the Amazing Race. The teams race back to America, the finish line, and the $1 million prize. Don't miss the 2-hour season finale of the Amazing Race, Wednesday, 9, 8 Central on CBS, America's most watched network.
Why did Kansas City take a timeout? What?
Because they had one.
Well, I know, but they're, last time I checked, they're at their own 18-yard line. Going to try to get a defensive penalty, I guess, but they still had time to go up if they wanted to air it out. I think they'd be content to just escape and get into that locker room without anything happening.
And remember, they're playing without Tony Richardson, so they don't have a fullback now. They have to use their 2nd tight end. Green screens it. A flag is down as Priest Holmes is tackled at the 26, and the flag back at the 5-yard line is against Kansas City.
You take a timeout to run a screen?
I guess Dick Vermeil feeling that Holmes has such great talent as a receiver and runner that you get him out in the open and maybe he can break a long one. Okay. Okay. Well, that's why you'll never be a head coach.
The other one is to the hands. Hands to the face. Number 77, offense. Half the distance to the goal. Replay 1st down.
Lots of penalties, and Dick Vermeil can't like that. Willie Rolfe, the 7-time Pro Bowler, guilty of that call. And now one would suspect that Green might just kneel it down and say, let's get into the locker room and regroup. Last 2 games, Kansas City scoring 98 points, 49 and 49, and 0 in the half today. And off to Holmes again, and he's still on his feet. Oh, and dragged down out at the 34-yard line. He is something special, and they can build on that as well. Who knows what the Priest has in store in the second half. And that'll do it the first half here in Denver, with the Broncos leading the Chiefs 14-0. Coming up next is the Nextel halftime report. So Portis, 2 touchdowns, 1 a 51-yard run, but 2 fumbles as well. Bonnie?
Coach Vermeil, your defense trying to stop this treacherously long run by Denver. How bad did you need that turnover in the red zone?
Well, that right now could give us momentum, obviously, because we get the ball coming out in the third quarter, but we haven't been able to break Greasy's rhythm at all. He's really sharp right now, and those 2 big plays they got, that really hurt us. But I think we have enough eggs in our basket here. I think we can come back and rally, and losing Tony Richardson throws us out about 50% of our offense, so that really hurts us too.
All right, Coach, thank you. Dick,
thanks.
Vermeil mentioned Tony Richardson. He has a right shoulder injury, doubtful to return.
Well, and that it's not just the loss of him as a block and a ball carrier, but it does just cut your offense in half. So at the intermission, the Broncos with a 14-0 lead against the Kansas City Chiefs. Nextel halftime report is next after this message and a word from your local station.
But the Broncos behind Portis with that 14-0 halftime lead, Dan.
And when you go into Denver, if Shanahan has a back that runs for 100 yards, they're 26-0, and that's what they have to do is start running the ball. And Clinton Portis has been dominating in the first half. That's why they're up 14-0.
Of course he did.
That's crazy.
Who's crazy?
Crazy. Come on, man. You're over there tickling me.
How about this? 49ers and Packers, and some thought that Garcia would light it up today with that Packers secondary so depleted by injury, but only field goals in the first half of that game. Meanwhile, the Giants with the most points in a first half for the Giants since that Minnesota matchup where they shut them out in the NFC Championship game a few seasons back. Here are the latest standings now on the NFC side. Philadelphia again clinches the division, back-to-back for the first time division titles for the Eagles since 47 through 49. Bucks clinch, but they haven't won the division. They're in the playoffs. Packers and 49ers already with their division title. Saints and Falcons right now hold the wild card positions. Giants still alive, and that Atlanta loss really helps them today. On the AFC side, divisional leaders, Dolphins, Raiders, Colts, Steelers, but no one has clinched. Titans and Patriots battle tomorrow. 13, look at all the teams still
Everybody's
alive.
in it.
13 of the 16 on the AFC side still alive. All right. Except the Bengals. That's right. And Oakland today, after that 5-game win streak, well, it ends in Miami. The Finns come up big here, Dan.
And they want to have time of possession, control the ball, keep it away from Gannon. Travis Minor goes in there. Gannon at the end of the game. Watch this great play by Patrick Surtain for an interception, which ends the game. And Jason Taylor has something to say about it.
They changed the protections a little bit. We were getting after them all day, and I was getting a lot of good rushes, and they changed it. They changed it up a little bit to try to keep Gannon tighter in the pocket. So once we made that adjustment, we started getting more heat. And when you pressure a quarterback, it's tough to do what they do. I don't know what he ended up with, but hopefully we help Marino out a little bit today.
Yeah, they helped me out, baby. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate that.
Get his name right.
I tell you, this didn't help out the Chargers at all. As Buffalo beats them today.
Tomlin's son punches it in for 2 yards out. Right here, Travis Henry, 144 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day.
Right, and Flutie came into the fourth quarter, could not spark the magic. The Jets get throttled by Chicago and pretty much killed their postseason hopes.
And here's Leon Johnson from 2 yards out, the former Det. You know, what a dismal performance by the Jets, going into base a 3-10 team and losing.
Steelers now a half game out of the best record in the AFC as they knock out Carolina.
Jerome Bettis running the football right here. I got his name right anyway. That's his second on the day, and they win against Carolina.
Somebody give Marvin Harrison some consideration for MVP. He leads the Colts back from 16-0.
Only 9 catches, 172 yards. On this reception right here, breaks Herman Moore's NFL record for the most receptions in a single season. But right here, it's the old stop and go. I don't know how they keep going for this. But we have Marcus Allen talking to Marvin Harrison about his day.
What does the record mean to you?
It means a lot, you know. It means a lot for my teammates. You know, I couldn't have done it without them. And you know, my teammates have a lot of confidence in me. So when the time for the big plays is needed, man, they always come to me. So you know, I'm fortunate to be in that position.
Ravens are back to 500. Don't count them out for the divisional title there, Dan.
And they still have a shot at the playoffs. Right here, Jonathan Wells goes in for Houston, 1-yard run. That's early in the game. Then Jeff Blake under pressure, blitz in his face. He throws it up. Travis Taylor catches it at the high point, touchdown. Baltimore wins. Keeps their playoff race going.
And the hapless Bengals 1-13, all but secured first pick in the draft in the Carson Palmer sweepstakes.
Nobody loves playing the Bengals more than Mark Brunell. He has more touchdowns against them than anybody else, and he throws it right there to Jimmy Smith. Carson Palmer has left the country.
And the Eagles' last regular season home game at the Vet, and they win the NFC East right here.
And here's A.J. Feely, not looking like the third-string quarterback. He finds Antonio Freeman at the back of the end zone. How about the Eagles and Andy Reid and the job he's doing?
And the Bucs are in, Dion, with this victory.
Yeah, but little Joey Harrington makes his way up the tunnel right here. You know why? Because he had an irregular heartbeat and was brought to the hospital where he regained a normal heartbeat. So he could come back and watch this. It would all come down to Martin Gramatica, who nails it from 38 yards out.
Minnesota, meanwhile, ends a 17-game skid on the road, shocking the Saints' final seconds.
Yeah, here's Aaron Brooks rolling to his right, finds Deuce McAllister. He takes it in for a 15-yard touchdown. Right after this, at the end of the game, Dante Culpepper hits Randy Moss with a 13-yard touchdown. It puts them down by 1. They like to go for 2.
Snap. It's a bad snap. Dante picks it up, dives ahead. Yes! He got it! 4-1 New Orleans Saints. Ball game, baby.
That's right, baby. They win it on a botched snap with the 2-point try. No one saw this one coming. Vic and the Falcons fall to Seattle in overtime.
Oh, Michael Vick throwing a bullet to Trevor Gaylor for the 12-yard touchdown, but right here in overtime, Sean Alexander, baby, takes it in for 27 yards for the touchdown.
PTP, baby. All right, second half. We're going to send you back out there. We'll see that Kansas City offense can get it revved up. Blanked in the first half. Denver leading. We're going to send you back out there. Thanks for being with us on the Nextel Halftime Report.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions.
On Justice for All Tuesday, a mid-air emergency
We have a navigation system failure.
could keep harm from coming home.
Keep her steady. What the? Collision.
All new Jag. Then, attorney Nick Fallon saved this child from her abusive father.
Visitation rights have to be suspended.
But winning this case...
You lied.
Hey, could cost a life.
Get down!
I want my daughter!
All new Guardian, all new Jag, CBS Tuesday.
The phrase Average Joe was coined for a reason. Joe's the guy who wears a shirt that says Joe on it. Joe doesn't steal the girl, he's the guy you pal around with, but not since the playoffs. Now Joe's a bachelor from Alabama who changes everything. Joe's a guy who carries New York City on 2 bad knees and guarantees victory. Joe's not just a name, it's an idea. Fathers expect more from a kid named Joe. That's how big the playoffs are. They took the name Joe and made it Joe.
Peyton, man, what are we gonna do? The game's on the line.
All right, hook and lateral. Ready?
Break!
They're at midfield with seconds on the clock. If they complete a pass, I don't think they can get it out of bounds and stop the clock.
Whoa! Look at this! What a play! Oh, baby, that's classic!
Now this is a classic. It's all yours.
Nah, I got my own.
The size you want, the team you want. Get your own Gridiron Classic available at NFL Shop on NFL.com.
CBS Sports presents the Nextel Halftime Report. Nextel, bringing you wireless solutions.
Getting ready for the second half with Denver leading 14-0, and symptomatic of this roller coaster season in the AFC is Clinton Portis. 2 touchdowns, some brilliant running, but also 2 fumbles. And so Kansas City still only 2 touchdowns down. CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League will continue after this word from your local station.
Don't miss the Survivor season finale and 1-hour reunion show. CBS Thursday.
Come on, we got a show, people. We got a show.
The designers at Chrysler invite you to preview our holiday collection. A national event featuring our latest styles and designs, where you can get 0% financing on the always cool, always versatile Chrysler PT Cruiser. Plus, get the added security of our 770 powertrain limited warranty. So consider this your invitation and see your Chrysler dealer today.
Hey, careful. You know how much that thing cost?
No, how much?
Now, while supplies last, get the $180 Motorola V60T flip phone absolutely free with mail-in rebate. Plus, get 1,000 anytime minutes for just $40 and get free nationwide long distance. Hurry, get to Centennial because the Motorola flip phone offer is only available while supplies last. Relax, you're with friends.
To go to Arby's.
Get Arby's new Golden Ribbon Stemware featuring a 22-karat gold rim and festive holiday scene. Only 99 cents each with each soft drink purchase. Arby's, give in to your grown-up tastes.
Attention pizza lovers, it's hot, it's cheesy, it's loaded with pepperoni, and it's ready when you are. It's Little Caesars Hot and Ready Pizza Day. Tomorrow, swing into Little Caesars and we'll take care of dinner with a large, hot and delicious pepperoni pizza for only $5. That's $5 for a large Little Caesars pepperoni pizza, hot out of the oven and ready when you are. Only at Little Caesars.
Pizza, pizza.
Win great prizes. Play Pigskin Picks at WWMT.com.
So while on offense, it's all been Clinton Portis. The fact that Denver has shut out Kansas City for half. No team has done that all season long, first or second half. Whitewash the Chiefs. Priest Holmes and Kansas City will get the ball first. As Micah Knorr, left-footed punter, and called upon for the kickoffs as Jason Elam's leg not what it once was. Dante Hall hoping to break something big at the other end. Drives it deep. He won't get a chance. 5 yards deep, and it'll be out to the 20 for Kansas City. Micah Knorr able to kick off, but he went through the entire first half without having to punt, as Denver really did control play.
Yeah, they really did. And you look at it, again, 14-0, but Kansas City so fortunate to be in that position because it could be so much worse if it wasn't for the fact that Clinton Portis turned the ball over a couple of times. You see the rushing yards for Kansas City. Yes, they have 79, but a lot of those got picked up on that last drive that was really kind of meaningless. When it counted, Priest Holmes really hasn't been a factor.
Kansas City +2 in turnovers, and Dick Vermeil pointed out when you win the turnover, even if it's +1, you win 86% of the games. Let's see if the Chiefs can rally from 14 down. Priest Holmes gets the call and a gain of 3, and we go down to Bonnie Bernstein.
Well, Dick Shanahan obviously frustrated with Clinton Portis' fumbles. Pretty out of character for him this year. He struggled a bit with that in the preseason, but very complimentary of Brian Griese, saying he's been able to detect Kansas City's blitzes and get rid of the ball before any damage is done. As far as the defense, I said, do you detect any more tenacity? He looked up the scoreboard. He said, we're shutting out the highest scoring team in the league. I think we're doing all right.
He has to be mighty pleased with that, and it was on defense that he challenged his team publicly this week, and they have indeed responded. Trent Green on 2nd and 7 gives it to Holmes. Cuts back and meets the resistance again, able to squirt forward to the 27-yard line. Kavika Pittman down low to make the tackle. Look at Kansas City's possessions. They did get close enough for a field goal, missed by Morton Anderson, a couple of punts, and then time ran out. We should point out, however, the fourth quarter, Kansas City, Trent Green and Priest Holmes have been the most productive passer and rusher in the league.
Even considering that Priest Holmes didn't play in the fourth quarter of their last 2 football games where they scored 49 points in each. He sat it out.
On 3rd and 3, Green ducks under pressure, throws incomplete. Dropped by Bo Richter, the rookie from Hastings. Ball a little behind him, but should have been caught.
Well, Trent Green ducks his head because he's expecting to get hit and sacked. Can't find anybody. What? Right there. He just ducks, and Kavika Pittman goes right by him. That one, Trent Green, I'm sure went, whoa, what happened? I know I saw somebody coming.
But that was a first down Kansas City needed to start with a little positive momentum in this second half. But again, the defense of Denver had the answers. Delta O'Neal back inside the 30 as the veteran Straczynski to punt. Driving kick. O'Neal to the 25. Couple of nice moves to get to the sidelines, and then out of bounds about the 34-yard line. Lyle West on special teams for Kansas City. 48-yard punt, 8 on the return. We'll see what the Broncos do with their first second half possession.
Right now, fly Southwest Airlines for just $39 to $99 each way when you purchase by December 16th. So get packing.
You are now free to move about the country.
Wow, MP3 player, digital camera, DVD player, very nice. Looks like somebody's kids are going to be very happy this holiday.
Kids! Could you? I'll be right.
Something for everyone. Circuit City has tons of great gift ideas this holiday season. Circuit City, we're with you.
Hey, my wife loves these things. All wives love things.
Could you?
Hey, Don!
Hey, what's up?
You going to Tommy's party?
I can't. I'm working.
Oh.
The Dodge SXTs. 4 cool cars. And you won't have to work 2 jobs just to buy one.
Don, you made it!
I like your hat.
Grab Dodge's 770 powertrain limited warranty. Ford, Chevy, and Toyota don't match it.
When the government tried to cancel Christmas, one toymaker stood up for kids.
You cancel Christmas. You are canceling hope.
Jason Alexander is the man who saved Christmas. CBS tonight.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Just underway here in the second half in Denver, and the Broncos with the ball after the punt at their own 33-yard line. Never can be too ready. Mike Leach working on his snaps. Greasy fakes to Portis. Good coverage by Kansas City, and the rookie Fujita bounces him out of bounds. But there's the more experienced Greasy. First couple of years might have been tempted to throw. It's got to be one of the frustrations for a quarterback. You want to make something happen, and how many times did we see Elway on that play stop and throw all the way across the field? But that was Elway.
Well, that particular play was just a one receiver pattern to Ed McCaffrey, and he was covered. So Brian did what he had to do. When it's not there, running is all he could do. And you're right, when it comes to running, he is not Michael Vick.
Oh, hit in the backfield as Anderson is shooting through was John Browning. No, it was Portis with a carry, and Browning from West Virginia. And it was very interesting. In all the years, I don't think I've ever quite heard a teammate praise another teammate quite the way Eric Hicks did yesterday about John Browning.
Eric Hicks, I know he plays right beside him. He said, I think John Browning is the best football player on our team. And then he said, I mean, no disrespect to Priest Holmes or Trent Green or Tony Gonzalez, but at his position, I think he plays the game at a higher level than anyone else in a Chiefs uniform. You're right. That's some praise.
On third down and long, Greasy escapes for a moment, has to throw it away. Shannon Sharp was close enough. No penalty there as Greg Wesley was in on some pressure.
And you could see at the tail end of that, Brian Greasy not all that thrilled about getting kicked in the head by Lube. He wasn't happy about that at all. Wesley, as he was leaving, steps over the top of Greasy and whacks him right in the side of the helmet with his foot.
First 3 and out by the the Kansas City defense today, so Micah Noor finally gets a chance to punt. Dante Hall with a 10-man rush. And Noor gets it away, and it's a boomer to the 10-yard line. Gets a block, 20. He's tough in the open field, tripped up after a return of 13 yards, a 57-yard punt by Noor. Time out.
This is a night for America!
Father, give me the strength for what I must do. I took the father, now I'll take the son. Why aren't you dancing with him?
I'm not in love with him.
There's more of us every day. Together, we got an arm.
This is a free country, but not free for the taking.
You kill a king, you kill him where the home court and watch him die.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Daniel Day-Lewis, Cameron Diaz. Gangs of New York. Rated R. In theaters nationwide Friday.
Using HP mobile technology to get information quickly and easily, the world's police forces now fight crime digitally.
The all-new Dodge Ram Heavy Duties with the power of a new 5.7-liter Hemi Magnum V8 or an available high-output Cummins turbo diesel. It's the most powerful line of trucks in the universe. Make that the most powerful line of trucks on Earth. Grab Dodge's 770 powertrain limited warranty. Ford, Chevy, and Toyota don't match it.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 37. Miramax Films' Gangs of New York, in theaters nationwide Friday, December 20th. And by Chrysler, drive equals love.
We're back in Denver and Kansas City, and Trent Green will start from the 25. Green, who has the third best rating of any quarterback in the league, 95.9 coming in with 21 touchdowns, 11 intercepted, but only 7 for 13 and 80 yards in the first half. Oops, almost falls down on a fake. Now just dumps it to Holmes, and Holmes just bats it forward. It'll be an incomplete pass. Holmes in that awkward area where he thought, ooh, I hope this isn't a lateral.
Well, it was an excellent job by Holmes here. Watch him to the left, pick up the blitz. He just catches the very edge. I believe that's Kenoy Kennedy, the strong safety coming on the blitz. So give Priest Holmes credit. The first part of that play, he did a great job. And then looked like a little hot potato there at the end.
Looked like he was going to try to dribble it. Actually got the first bounce down. 2nd and 10. Again, they're playing without fullback Tony Richardson, which changes the amount of plays available. Green double pump wide open is Dante Hall. 40. Cuts back at the 30. One man to beat. Still on his feet at the 20. Dante Hall, touchdown. And what a turnabout. 75 yards. Green to Hall.
Well, Dick Vermeil can't imagine having anybody in the open field trying to make something happen more than Dante Hall. And this is just a mistake in the Denver secondary. This is a mistake. The corner to that side is playing zone. The safety to that side doubles on the inside guy, and Dante Hall is all alone. And boy, did he get some help from Eddie Kennison.
Longest touchdown pass of the season for Trent Green as he goes 75 big ones to the scatty wide receiver Dante Hall, where Anderson with a point after on that bad knee knocks it straight down the middle. And suddenly here in Denver in this critical AFC Western game, it's a one-touchdown contest.
Access NFL.com now on America Online. Get live game-day coverage and real-time stats at AOL keyword NFL.com.
A special holiday treat, the NFL on Saturday. Ricky Williams drives Miami into Minnesota as the Dolphins fight for first in the AFC East next Saturday on CBS.
A little 0-2 dessert for Dante Hall after that 75-yard touchdown play, the longest of the season for Kansas City, and it ties Trent Green's longest ever. He had a 75-yard touchdown when at Washington.
And a little love there from Dickie V. Huh?
Yeah, we'll examine how he was so wide open and how that play developed after the kickoff. As the ball teed up, Michael Husted signed again by Kansas City this week as insurance with Anderson's bad knee. He was with them for a couple of games earlier this year as well to kick off. Then with Tampa Bay and Oakland and Washington. And Ruben Drones to return for Denver. That brought some of the folks back from the concessionaires renewed interest as Drones comes up to the 9 and is dragged down by Gary Stills at the 31.
Here's the touchdown. Here's Dante Hall. He's split here. Now Tyrone Poole, the corner here, is going to play zone. He's expecting Kenoy Kennedy to come on over and help him. Instead, Kennedy comes up to play Tony Gonzalez right in here. So watch Poole. He turns him loose, but Kennedy jumps on the inside route. That's why Hall is so open. Now here Hall cuts. Now freeze it right here. You can see he got a huge block right there from Kennison, and that allows him to go all the way in for a touchdown.
Now the Broncos, their lead down to 14-7, and it's Portis. He had a jarring tackle from the backside and had to reclutch the ball. Eric Hicks makes the play.
And here's a close look at Dante Hall. Again, he can hardly believe that he's this wide open. Been turned loose in the Denver secondary, and then in the open field, by far and away the best guy in this game at the open field. There's Eddie Kennison. He'd already got one block, peeled back right there to pick off a second Bronco. And Dante Hall gets the Chiefs right back in this game.
Second down and 3. Portis again. First down and more. And that almost looked like the 51-yard touchdown run in the first quarter as that broke open. He's tackled at the 50 by Dwayne Clemens.
Well, again, we're looking at the touchdown. What a good pump down the middle by Trent Green. Oh, did we need this? Yep, you could read his lips and say, great pump fake.
And now it's the Broncos with a first down at the 50. And Portis with that last run is over 100 yards, the 7th time this year. That breaks the Denver rookie record. Terrell Davis and Anderson and all those Gary who were 1,000-yard rushers as rookies, and Portis as good as any of them at this stage. By the way, Terrell Davis is still around. Nice to see him around the locker room, and it's been a good mentor for Clinton Portis. Here's the evidence as Portis given a playoff. Anderson, Bobby Humphrey, Gary 4, and Terrell Davis had 300-yard games his first year. I miss him, don't you? There's something special about just being around Terrell Davis.
You just hate to see a great one like that have his career cut short because of injury.
Second and 7, the quick pop to McCaffrey, tackled immediately by Eric Warfield.
You know, Dick, it's one thing if you get to play out the string, if you get to play to the end of your career and you get to leave the game on your own terms, but Terrell Davis just forced to leave because his knees just wouldn't allow him to play anymore, and that hurts everybody. That makes everybody feel fine.
But he's such a grand guy, and you know his spirit is so positive that even around the team he has to be an absolute plus. 3rd and 1. Anderson breaks a couple of hits, but I'm not sure he got to the 40, and that seemed to be the spot for the first down. Marcus Patton in to make the first hit, and Fujita the second.
No, he didn't even do it. He's clear back at the 39.
There's Patton streaking up from his linebacker position, and Maslowski there as well, and Greg Wesley.
Well, the Broncos going to go for it. They're well out of Elam's range here.
Anderson is the lone running back. He gets the call. He got the first down, 4 yards to boot. Shenard Hartz from his safety spot made the tackle, and they're finding some big holes from tackle to tackle on this Kansas City defense.
Again, I just think this is Mike Shanahan making a determination that my offense is better than your defense. And if you really believe that, if that's really your philosophy, well, then in a 4th and very short in a situation like that, you should go for it. And they're 2 for 2 today on 4th down conversions. Of course, they're still stung by that one last week against the Jets that didn't work out for them.
Reese plants and throws, incomplete, and no flag yet. Yes, way late comes the flag. Boy, that took a long time, and the crowd reaction. And we kept looking at an official, and 5 seconds after the play, it was thrown against William Barty. The official closest to the play did not make a call. The official in the end zone did.
Yeah, this came from the back judge way down there.
Well, it's what goes around comes around for Denver. They have just been hurt deeply by penalties.
Is there a discussion about this being a catchable ball?
There's no foul on the play. The ball was over the receiver's head. It was uncatchable. It'll be 2nd down, incomplete pass.
It can be interference, it can be holding, it can be whatever, but if it's not catchable, now that's let's look at it from here. That might be the closest I've seen where the receiver gets the benefit of the doubt and the ruling that it's an uncatchable ball.
And with Ed McCaffrey, as long as you're on the field, it's catchable the way he goes for it. Greasy for Rod Smith. He's got it. Is he inbounds? The call is yes at the 6-yard line.
There's our friend William Barty again.
And Rod Smith with some big catches today. That one good for 30.
Barty late reacting back to the ball. Yes, he got them both in. He did get them both in. He's going to come down with the left, and then he plants the right. And he's got possession of the football and maintained possession of the football. Whoa, that was beautiful.
Now Portis tackled just shy of the goal line. And isn't it interesting, as you pointed out in the first half, Barty with a penalty, it went to Smith. Barty just nearly another penalty,
right
and
back at
to Smith.
And right now, Clinton Portis looks like a fullback for Woody Hayes at Ohio State. He has got that football cradled in both arms. Clinton Portis, who's already lost 2 fumbles today, I would imagine is going to have a death grip on this football if he, by chance, gets it on this play.
2nd and goal inside the 1. And he's got the touchdown and the hat trick. 3rd score for Clinton Portis.
Well, John, you could at least applaud. They just scored a touchdown.
That's routine. And now, if that had been a long run, he'd have been applauded. He'd like that long stuff.
You walk into, we saw John Elway up there in the booth watching the game. You walk into the Denver Bronco complex, and there is a photograph on the wall that must be 20 feet high, and it's of Mile High Stadium, and John Elway stands astride the stadium like the Colossus of Rhodes.
Way bigger than life. Portis making some amends, and the Broncos now back in front by 14.
Taste buds, 2 kinds. The little yes men sitting at the tip of your tongue sipping new age mango flavored tap water, and the boys in the back of the class getting all the glory. So for them, there's new Red Fusion from Dr. Pepper. Red Fusion, who's your soda?
Now through Sunday, Zales is having its biggest sale of the season, where you can save up to 50%, plus take up to an extra $200 off every piece of jewelry in the store. Now through Sunday at Zales, the Diamond Store.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by IBM, taking business to the next level with e-business on demand. And by Zales, the Diamond Store.
miles above Mile High. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful night as well. 21-7 Denver. Rod Smith, the leader. Here's a wide receiver, folks, that is the captain of the team and the player representative. That usually you were a captain, you're a lineman, or some of the grunt guys, the guys that are, you know, but a wide receiver, usually those skill players don't receive that kind of acclaim from their teammates.
You have to know Rod Smith to know how he's the obvious choice.
Yeah, just
a stand-up guy.
And to be in his company, you just feel good after you talk.
You sure do. A guy who came up the hard way, had to fight and claw and scratch just to make a roster, a former practice squad guy and now a bona fide star. And what a catch he just made by getting both those feet inbounds. How pretty was that?
Micah Noor to kick in this elevated atmosphere where he's been able to rip him into the end zone. They want to keep it away from Dante Hall. That evidence again what he's like in the open field on that touchdown. He'll get a chance this time if it stays in bounds. What a kick.
Oh, God. He kicked the old Pilata football on that one.
What a kick. Tackled at the 9 by Keith Burns. And we'll take a timeout with 6:29 left in the third quarter.
Honey, they got any kumquats? I love kumquats.
I don't know what kumquats look like. They got some great looking tomatoes. Do we need tomatoes?
No, I just got tomatoes.
They got kiwis. They got some red things here.
Hey, aren't you that guy?
No, sorry, I'm not him. What about bananas?
Come on, I know you.
I get that all the time. I'm sorry.
You're on television.
Well,
in commercials.
Hey, pal, I don't do commercials.
I'm sorry.
That's what you say, hon. Is 5 bananas too many? They get brown, you know.
His cheeks are rough, his chin is tough, he's full of nicks and cuts. You better trade that razor blade before you both go nuts. Have no fear, the Spectra's here to shave his face with care. It's much more fun to kiss someone with a face that's got no hair.
I am the Black & Decker cordless multi-tool. I can do just about anything. I can saw, I can sand, I can even drill. I'm a one-man construction crew. I am the multi-tool.
Now with circ saw and router attachments, available in kits of 3 or 5.
What is it?
Pixie dust.
Pixie dust.
Pixie dust? Magic self-healing server pixie dust.
How's it work?
Server goes down, sprinkle on the pixie dust, servers back up. Use it regularly and servers solve their own problems. Easy.
I like it. What's it cost?
It's cheap.
Cheap.
Soy-based.
Soy-based.
Biodegradable.
Looks like we got a winner.
The couple, the brothers, the friends. These are the final 3 teams of the Amazing Race.
I think we're destined to win.
CBS Wednesday.
Out of the way!
They're heading back to America and $1 million prize.
It's going to be a fight to the finish.
Don't miss the breathless climactic showdown of the Amazing Race. CBS Wednesday.
There's no way that Micah Noor didn't say, oh my God, I've kicked it out of bounds. And he gets square grooves and a Pilata ball and sticks it right at the 3.
The Chiefs once again start deep in their own end. Without a fullback. So they put Priest Holmes back there. He can do everything. He gets another dozen or so before Al Wells can bring him down. He's over 100 total yards today.
Well, the first half scoring was all Denver as Clinton Portis opened it up with a 51-yarder, then finishing off a drive. He pounds it in with a 3-yard touchdown run. And then the lone Kansas City touchdown, a brilliant piece of open field running by Hall. And then Portis gets to make amends for the 2 fumbles that he's lost in this game. Feast or famine for Clinton Portis.
He's been a scoring machine since only scoring 1 touchdown the first 6 games. First down, Green has to hurry his throw. Oh, that was right into the teeth of the Denver defense, and they weren't looking for it. Bonnie, what do you have for us?
Well, Jake, Dante Hall putting Casey on the board, and even though he's gotten all these props the last couple of weeks for 3 returns for touchdowns, he's actually Dick Vermeil's pet project at receiver. Out of Texas A&M, he was a running back and a return man, and he says with his quickness and size, he sees him as a good little slotless receiver like an Azakim, so he sent him over to NFL Europe last year, and of course with Johnny Morton being out, that obviously means more likely balls going to Dante Hall.
They played with the Scottish Claymores over in NFL Europe. Marvin Minnis is in there now. As Green off some play action, throws over the middle, complete to Tony Gonzalez. Gonzalez, not a lot of action today. That's only his third catch. Well, we all know CBS Monday night is a very special television experience, and there's the lineup as always. Everybody loves Raymond hitting there in one of the cleanup spots. The new #1 comedy this season, still standing. And don't miss TV's new #1 show, CSI Miami. And of course, then it's the Late Show, David Letterman, after your local news. Mondays, CBS, America's most watched network. Dante Hall, one of the three, split out to right. Give it to Holmes up the middle, and he's tackled after a short gain. So Priest, Holmes, second to Ricky Williams in rushing, just ahead of LaDainian Tomlinson at the start today, averaging almost 5 yards a carry and 24 total touchdowns, 21 rushing, as he's going after some long-standing records, including, should he score 6 touchdowns in the final 3 games, he would break Paul Hornung's 42-year-old record of most points in a season. There's more to that story.
Yes, there is.
Green, and it looked to be trapped by Eddie Kennison, and it was. Yeah, we talked to.
Good job by Kennison there of making it look like a catch, but this ball is going to one-hop into his hands. Only needed about another 6 inches on that throw. Excellent job by Kennison, though, of digging it out.
So it'll be 3rd and 7, and so we brought that up to Priest Holmes. Hey, Paul Hornung break his record, the Golden Boy.
Who's that? I didn't want to even report that story. Priest Holmes had never heard of Paul Hornung.
Green going long. And it's caught by Marvin Minnis, but he was out of bounds.
Well out of bounds.
Denard Walker covering. Minnis, who has not caught a pass this year, just activated.
Well, Denard Walker, we've seen him. He's been having a pretty good day coverage-wise, just stride for stride. And Walker, knowing where he is on the field, knowing that he's just right beside the sideline, knew that if Minnis was going to catch it, he had to be OB.
So back into punting formation, Dan Straczynski on 4th down and about 7. O'Neal back.
Spatial awareness for a cornerback. If you don't have it, you got no chance.
He scuffs this one a bit. O'Neal to the sidelines at the 19, and he'll take the sideline route. Steps out. We'll see where they mark it. It'll be about the 33 or 4 yard line. Well, Thursday on CBS, the big night is here, the Survivor season finale. Brian, Clay, Helen, Jan, 4 castaways, 3 tribal councils, 2 intense hours, 1 ultimate survivor. Who will convince the people that they kicked off to give them the $1 million? The Survivor season finale is Thursday at 8, 7 Central on CBS, America's most watched network.
Well, this game is a game of Survivor. Somebody's getting kicked off the island here today, because the loser of this game falls into last place in the AFC West and almost certainly out of the playoff picture.
Greasy off play action, then throws underneath the Portis. 40. Look at that. Whoa! 40, 30, 20. What a run! Oh my! Clinton Portis. He took Route 66. Brilliant yards for Clinton Portis.
Well, he got onto Route 66, but it wasn't until he took a drive on Route 42, which was Shenard Hart. Oh, Shenard Hart's right now is looking for a place to hide.
The 4th touchdown of the game for the rookie Clinton Portis. That play along the sidelines, it appeared that somebody surely would bump him and get him off the field to play.
Shenard Hart made the mistake of coming to a complete stop and letting Portis have all the momentum as he came towards him, and then Portis just made him whiff. Now we've got That's Mike White on the left, you see. Dick Vermeil on the right, talking to Bill Carollo.
They may have felt he stepped out of bounds.
There is no challenge on the previous play. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Well, Portis, a 2,000-yard rusher in high school in a season, started as a true freshman at the University of Miami, came out after his junior year, and with all those first-round picks from the Hurricanes, 5 of them, he didn't make the first-round class and was there as the 51st selection. And boy, did Denver get a gem. Portis 24 plus 4 extra points for Denver.
With an Olympus digital camera, nothing's impossible.
Clinton Portis matches Mike Anderson's 4-touchdown game against New Orleans 2 years ago. He may not be finished.
Well, just think, he really should have 5 very easily. What yard line was that?
2-yard line.
The 2-yard line? And so
19 on the other one.
I know. How easily could it be for him to have 5? Who knows if that first drive would have continued? He might have had 6. It was actually the second drive of the game, but the drive where he fumbled it. We're seeing some. But you know what? I don't care if he scores 4 more touchdowns. The first thing Mike Shanahan's going to say to him is, Clint, you can't fumble the football.
That's right. He'll hear that first.
That's first. I don't care how many touchdowns he scores. He'll hear about the fumbles first.
But that last run was Sayer-esque. The way that he sprinted through tacklers, found the way to the end zone, 66 yards.
Yeah, he's really a likable kid, too.
Nor's kick to Dante Hall, and this one will take it to the goal line, actually a yard deep. Here he goes. 20, 30, and runs into the Kansas City bench. Let's take another look at this. This is
well, when he catches the ball, the closest guy, there's Shenard Hart's number 42. But see how he comes to a complete stop? Now, yeah, as a tackler, you have to break down. But when you come to a complete stop and don't force the issue at all, with a guy like Clinton Portis, you're asking the impossible. Watch this. Whoa.
He didn't fake out our cameraman, though.
No, he did.
Emmy worked there.
No, he did. And Hart actually is going to catch up with him. Hart's is actually the last guy that touched him right there, and he gets a stiff arm. So twice Clinton Portis gets Hart's on his way to a touchdown.
Now Green going deep for Gonzalez, and it's incomplete. He had gotten a step on linebacker John Mobley. Well, here we go. Your vote at NFL.com for this question: which potential AFC playoff team would benefit most from home field advantage in order to advance through the playoffs? There's some choices for you. Cast your vote at NFL.com.
I think the home field advantage is pretty good for everybody.
I've always felt that way. So
I always thought that's why they kind of dangled it out there like that.
Hey, it'd be even good for Cincinnati.
Well, don't go too far.
Give us to Holmes. And it's Denard Walker. He's played a solid game, hasn't he? Walker not only in covering his receivers, but up to force the run. Veteran from LSU in his 6th season, an unrestricted free agent. And down goes one of the Broncos. And it looks to be Trevor Price, the defensive end.
He looks to be moderately okay. Doesn't want any help as he walks off the field. Not a great week for Trevor, as Mike Shanahan really took him to the woodshed. You don't see a head coach call out a player quite the way he did with Trevor Price this week. But you know what? When you get a $12 million signing bonus last year like Price did, if you're not playing the way the guy who gave you that bonus thinks you should, he's got a right to say something. He is the head coach. And Price said so. He said, hey, he can say whatever he wants.
Said he's my best player, but he's not playing his best, so that didn't count, just being good enough.
They're doing the wave at Mile High. I haven't seen this in a long time.
3rd down and 7. And Green smashed down at the 31 by Ian Gold. And that'll be a sack. The first of the game for Denver.
Well, advantage Denver anytime you're up by 3 touchdowns, and that's just a case nobody open. Trent Green tried to make something happen and take off with it. Credit to Denver secondary. Ray Rhodes, the defensive coordinator for Denver now. It's all in his favor in a situation like this.
Straczynski to O'Neal again. Dying spiral. O'Neal at the 28. Eludes the first man. And then stopped at the 32. 41-yard punt and 5 on O'Neal's return. Wednesday on the finale of the Amazing Race, they have indeed raced around the world, and now the final 3 Amazing Race teams are headed back to America for that big $1 million prize. Don't miss the 2-hour season finale. Truly amazing race. Wednesday at 9, 8 Central here on CBS, America's most watched network. Trent Green sacked only 22 times all year. That's the 22nd. And now Brian Griese with the comfort of a 3-touchdown lead. And the pitch is to Anderson. Across the 40 and down that sidelines and finally knocked out of bounds. He was out of the field of play, so yellow flag flies. That was a frustration foul by Kansas City.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit out of bounds. Number 53, 15 yards from the end of the run, automatic first down.
Well, Mike Anderson, the first guy he runs over is Eric Warfield, the cornerback. Warfield is going to be the first Chief who has a really good shot on him, and he just gets he just gets run over. But then Marvcus Patton, and I believe that the one guy on the ground is Mike Shanahan. There he goes. Hard. Mike gets hit by Mike Anderson. Well, you don't see a veteran of the sideline get caught unawares like that. But Mike, a former player, a quarterback at Eastern Illinois, he's been sacked before. He gets up, shakes it off.
That's right. Toughness award.
Chicago kid. He knows how to get hit and get back up.
Griese hit from behind as he throws, intercepted. Picked off by Maslowski. And the linebacker is stopped at the 30-yard line. His 3rd interception of the year. It was John Browning, the man that Eric Hicks has been applauding his efforts. He applied the pressure, and a misfire from Griese, his first today.
Well, Brian Griese is under pressure from behind by Browning, but that didn't obscure his delivery or his field of vision. Looked like he was trying to hit McCaffrey on a crossing pattern, but was way short with the ball. You see McCaffrey going across in the back. That just that almost looked like Brian was trying to throw to a spot and nobody was there.
So at 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the 3rd, Maslowski's interception stops Denver and gives Green and Kansas City chance, and they go long again. Kennison, and it's too long, incomplete, and Denard Walker there with his man once again.
Eddie Kennison, one of the fastest people in the National Football League, and Denard Walker just running with him stride for stride. So that tells you a little something about the kind of speed that Denard Walker has. Remember, Walker was a member of the Tennessee Titans organization, but right there you'd think Kennison, and there's a little hand fighting, a little clawing. Walker had a couple hands on the arm. I know if you're in Kansas City right now, you're going, wait a minute, why was there no flag?
Had the ball been catchable, there might have been.
There might have been.
2nd and 10, and it's Priest Holmes to the outside to the 40 and close to a first down at the 41, tackled by Al Wilson and company. Well, we're looking forward to Saturday NFL action here on CBS. Next Saturday, our crew will be in Minnesota. where the Miami Dolphins play the Vikings. Vikings with a big upset win today, and Miami defeating Oakland. And Minnesota just very quietly, as these fellows would tell you, Jim Nantz and his all-star company, Minnesota, one of the top 3 offensive teams in the league, even though their one-loss record not good this year. It'll be a good test for Miami inside. There's Holmes breaking into the clear. Kenoy Kennedy to beat. Can he catch him? Tyrone Poole does to save the touchdown at the 2-yard line. Poole, who was a 200-meter national finalist at Fort Valley State.
Who would think when you watch him run with such power that Holmes has this kind of open field speed? Tremendous blocking at the point of attack. But right here, look at him just run away from Kennedy. And that is a part of Priest Holmes' game that I think people don't realize, that he's got this kind of speed out in the middle. That's a remarkable combination of both power and speed in one 5'9" package.
They say his knee down at the 5-yard line, so it's a 55-yard run and 160 yards rushing for Priest Holmes.
Up here at 5,200 feet, that's got to be a little challenge to your lungs to have a run like that by Holmes.
Michael Cloud is back up. Look, they got a guard as fullback, as Green may have to throw this one away. Now runs it and then throws. Incomplete. Almost past the line of scrimmage.
I thought he was past the line of scrimmage. I also thought there for a minute Trent Green could have made a real opportunity to run it into the end zone. All right, the line of scrimmage is the 5-yard line. Trent Green looking. Now, where does he throw this thing? Well, his foot was on the line. It's where the ball is in your whole body. Everything has to be across the line. The NFL wanted to make it easier to officiate. Your feet, the ball, all of you has to be across the line for it to be an illegal play.
Mike Cloud, the running back. And they give it to Cloud, and he's trying to get outside. Cuts back and is in the end zone for a touchdown. His 2nd score of the season. So Priest Holmes sets it up with that breathtaking 55-yard run, and Cloud scores from 5 yards out.
Well, how about this? Looking like Edwin Moses as he goes over the top. Watch the hurdle. Whoop, right over the top by Mike Cloud. And he really, that was some piece of athleticism there with that little hop.
Comes out in the final play of the 3rd quarter. Anderson in to try the point after.
He could have looked like Edwin Moses. Here in Denver,
yeah.
Could have been Haven Moses.
That's right. Almost biblical. As Anderson adds the extra point, and the 3rd quarter comes to an end. Denver 28, Kansas City 14. We'll return to Denver after this word from your local station.
Nothing says Christmas like a heartwarming Becker.
Reindeer, elves, fake snow, and eggnog's like an alcoholic's excuse to get drunk at breakfast.
Brand new Becker, CBS Tonight.
Jason Alexander is the man who saved Christmas. CBS Tonight.
Oh, we got a show, people. We got a show.
The designers at Chrysler invite you to preview our holiday collection. A national event featuring 0% financing for 60 months on most of our collection of stylish head-turning minivans. Or generous cash allowances up to $3,500. In addition, you'll receive a leather trim seating credit on select models. So consider this your invitation and see your Chrysler dealer today.
Hey, careful. You know how much that thing cost?
No, how much?
Now, while supplies last, get the $180 Motorola V60T flip phone absolutely free with mail-in rebate. Plus, get 1,000 anytime minutes for just $40 and get free nationwide long distance. Hurry, get to Centennial because the Motorola flip phone offer is only available while supplies last. Relax, you're with friends.
Everybody's got a little Jeep adventure in them. Isn't it time you let yours out? Now during Jeep Adventure Days you can, because during this factory-authorized limited-time opportunity, you can get 0% APR financing on Jeep Liberty, or get a $1,000 cash allowance, and make no monthly payments for 90 days. Plus get our 770 powertrain limited warranty. No one else gives you all that. So hurry to your Jeep dealer and find the Jeep Adventure in you. Check one out today.
Scores, highlights, and all the action. News 3 Sports.
And welcome back as Kansas City cuts into Denver's large lead. Mike Cloud getting a touchdown, his second of the season, in support of Priest Holmes. So Holmes, there's one that he didn't get because exhausted after the long 55-yard run. Now Husted tees it up and kicks it to Ruben Drones. At the 5. And breaks a tackle at the 25 and gets another 10 to the 35-yard line. Well, we've had two superb running backs today. Priest Holmes with 161. They made that a 56-yard run. And Portis with 121. And 4 touchdowns, not 3.
We'll have
one receiving touchdown.
He had 1 receiving touchdown. We'll have to get our crack crew working on this, but I think that 161 gives Priest Holmes the lead over Ricky Williams today. He was 46 behind Williams. We've got a player injured, one of the Chiefs. Let's see where we'll do some math up here, folks, and we'll get with you.
Oh, this is always a highlight. Can you do it on the telestrator? Do it on the. Oh, come on.
I'm not.
Well, they continue to work on the injured chief. We'll get you a report on that when we come back.
Dale, thanks for being designated driver.
No problem, man.
What's up? Make a left up here.
Hey, Mr. Fisher!
Okay, make a quick left and then slow down.
Cindy! Cindy! What's going on?
Make a right on Havermeyer. What's up? Make a left on Jackson.
Dude, where exactly do you live?
I'll right back by the bar.
Hey, Bobby!
AC on. CD play disc 4. Find nearest Chinese restaurant.
The voice-activated navigation system responds to 180 commands.
Order Mushu pork.
That's not one of them. The all-new 240 horsepower Accord from Honda.
Hello, Moto.
You want to take it one step. I'm gonna play someday.
CBS Monday. The body of a teenager is found in the middle of nowhere.
Somebody hit her and dumped her.
Now the clues will take CSI Miami to the strict world of a detention camp.
Last chance before the courts get involved.
Well, now we're involved.
Did a punishment lead to murder?
Extreme problems require extreme measures.
CSI Miami, all new CBS Monday.
Well, maybe Priest Holmes wasn't just out of oxygen. Maybe he was injured when Poole tackled him from behind, because he's leaving the field headed for the Kansas City locker room as Greasy hands off to Mike Anderson, and Anderson out to the 38-yard line. Let's get a report from Bonnie Bernstein.
Well, Dick, evidently on that huge run that Priest Holmes busted to set up the Mike Cloud touchdown, he hurt his right hip. That's why he's on his way into the locker room. They're going to check on it, and right now his status is questionable.
And Dick Vermeil, that squinting look at the scoreboard, he's lost his fullback Tony Richardson with a shoulder injury in this game, and it appeared to be somewhat severe at the time. And now the top rusher in the NFL, as the give is inside. Anderson again finds an opening and a first down at the 47.
Priest Holmes started the day 46 yards behind Ricky Williams. Let's go ahead and check in on, here we go. You see Williams had 101 yards. LaDainian Tomlinson had 110. So with Holmes' yardage today, factor in how far behind Williams he was, Priest Holmes is now the NFL's leading rusher by 15 yards over Ricky Williams. So Priest Holmes, who won it a year ago with 15.55, now back in front.
Anderson drives for a couple on first down to the 49. Eric Downing, the tackler.
Well, needless to say, given the fact that we have almost the entire fourth quarter to play and Kansas City being down by 2 touchdowns, there is real concern on the part of Dick Vermeil and his coaching staff and the medical staff as to what's wrong with Priest Holmes, because this is not the time for their most valuable player on offense to have to go to the locker room. So you really hope that something isn't really wrong with the hip of Priest Holmes.
On 2nd and 8 from midfield, Greasy to the sidelines, complete to Shannon Sharp for short yardage at the Kansas City 48, where it'll be 3rd down and almost 5.
Now, all the numbers I was giving you was new math on my part. Officially, now I see he's got the lead by 14 yards. Our crack staff,
they do it every time,
doing whatever they can do to make me look bad.
But you only missed by 1.
I say he's in front by 15. They got to go to the archives and
Who would have known the difference?
And say he's up by 14. Okay. Pardon me. Yeah, pardon me.
You just can't win.
Oh, boy.
And you're doing it all.
I know. It's
3rd and 5. Greasy for Lally, and the rookie has another catch, a big gainer and a first down near the 20 as he beats William Barty, and they have really picked on Barty today.
William Barty is thinking to himself, I've really had more fun than this at various times in my life. Lally gets past him, cleared his side. Lally came really close to hurting himself as the field gives way a little bit. Look at that. He sells the slant to the inside. Watch his right leg, I think it is, slide out. Ooh, that's how you blow a hamstring, folks, by having that thing slide out in front of you like that.
He comes out after that gain of 28 yards. And now it's Anderson up the middle, and Maslowski and Ransom greet him. And the Chiefs have rarely put a stop on Denver today. Broncos have just owned the ball, long drives. Let's look at some of the leaders offensively for Denver. Greasy's had a solid day. 18, only 5 misses, almost 300 yards. But how about this guy, Dan?
Yeah, Clinton Portis has been superlative except for the 2 lost fumbles. And Rod Smith, not a lot of receptions, but he has made them count, especially the acrobatic catch on the sideline.
Anderson. I give Clinton Portis a rest here in the 4th quarter, and Anderson takes over at tailback. Ransom another tackle. Again, a reminder, Survivor down to the final 4 castaways. Whom do you think will win it? Brian, Clay, Jan, or Helen? You'll find out who's the millionaire. Unforgettable hours of Survivor come to a climax Thursday, 8/7 Central on CBS, America's most watched network.
Well, the Chiefs don't need much. They just need somebody to fumble the ball and one of them pick it up and run it back for a touchdown.
On 3rd and short, Greasy to the end zone for McCaffrey. And unable to pull it in as Eric Warfield able to blanket him. So
that was outstanding coverage by Warfield. Even if McCaffrey caught it, it would have been out of bounds. But you can see Warfield, no idea where the ball is, strictly playing the receiver, and that's not face guarding. It's face guarding if you wave your hands, but just that's legal what Eric Warfield did. Risky, but legal.
And risky, yeah, that's right. 30-yard field goal attempt by Jason Elam. And Elam hits that one high and true. So the Broncos build their lead to 31-14.
fly somewhere in the Acura TL Type S.
Only Remington has the most cutting blades, the fastest cutting speed, and the most total floating head action. How important is that? Well, how important is a close, comfortable shave? Remington, what a great shave feels like.
Introducing Domino's Pizza Buffalo Chicken Kickers. Tender cuts of all-white chicken breast with a kick of spicy buffalo flavor baked through and through. 10 pieces for $5.99. Get the door and get a kick out of dinner tonight. Get an order of Cinesticks free when you buy a large one-topping pizza for $9.99.
You ask me if there'll come a time when I grow tired of you. Never mind.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Acura and the 260 horsepower TL Type S. The new Remington Microscreen TCT. What a great shave feels like. And by Olympus Digital Cameras. Nothing's out of the question. Nothing's holding you back. Nothing's impossible. Olympus.
265th consecutive sellout, 76,125 here at Vesco Field at Mile High. And the Broncos well in front here in the fourth quarter, 31-14. Dante Hall with another chance as the Chiefs strap it on and hope they can come up with a quick score. And 10 minutes left here in the fourth. Gets a couple of blocks. Oh, he was a block away from taking that one the distance, but a flag came down as Willie Middlebrooks of Denver made the stop. Got a hold anyway. Along with a tough loss today.
Holding during the return, number 29, 10-yard penalty, first down.
To either team, although 7-7 isn't total elimination, but in all reality all but takes you out of the playoff picture. But for Kansas City, regardless, they've got Tony Richardson with a bad shoulder injury earlier, and we don't know the extent of Priest Holmes' injury. Oakland lost, San Diego lost, Denver trying to move up even with the Chargers at 8-6, and will
you just look at how competitive this division. There are two divisions over in the NFC where the only team with a winning record is the division leader. Everybody else has losing records.
Underneath to Kennison, and he goes out to the 32-33 yard line. First down. Here's Holmes, the end of that 56-yard run when Poole drags him down.
You see his right leg. Do you see how awkwardly it got caught underneath Tyrone Poole? Not once, but it appeared twice. Yeah, both of these guys, they knock it out of the park in the fourth quarter. Both of those players, you look at the numbers at the bottom, those are all the leaders in the NFL.
But Green without his counterpart. And throws, it's intercepted. No, they say it. Delta O'Neal one-hopped it. Looked as if he'd picked that one off, but the official on the spot. Bertrand Berry had applied the pressure on Trent Green. Mark Bowrichter was the receiver.
You saw Trent Green get hit right in the helmet before he threw that. But no doubt about that ball being on the ground. O'Neal made the most of it, trying to make it look like he got it. But credit the Denver pass rush. They forced that bad throw by Trent Green.
Now thinking ahead too, Dan, for Kansas City. They go home, and San Diego is the visitor at Arrowhead next Sunday, and that'll be another very important game. Green, no one open on the right side, no one open left, looks back right, now looks over the middle, and still can't find an open man. What coverage! Dante Hall was the intended target, but Ian Gold was with him all the way.
There was a time there, Dick, where Denver was only rushing one person. Yeah, no wonder he had trouble finding somebody open.
When you put 10, huh?
When you put 10 men back in coverage. Take a look at this. There's one guy. That's Monsanto Pope, one guy trying to rush. Take a look at this. Here's the one guy. Taking a look at it. One person. Yeah, no wonder Trent Green had a little trouble finding an open guy.
Pope the rookie. You do it, kid. Green down the middle, and it's complete to Kennison, and a first down at the Denver 49 in front of Deltha O'Neal.
Yeah, I'm sure that when Ray Rhodes laid that scheme out during practice, all the veteran defensive linemen are going, hey, ain't no way I'm being the guy that's going to go one against the entire offense. But a rookie, I'm sure he went, hey, I'll do it, coach. I'll do it.
Monsanto, 7th round pick from Virginia.
Yeah, I'll go in there and get bonged around by 5 different guys.
Green, statistically, one of his poor games this season. He started 7 for 10, and he's 3 for 15 since. Batted in the air, incomplete, as Sam Brandon was in from his safety spot to fly swat.
He came in untouched off of the right corner. This is a tough position for Trent Green in this Kansas City offense. It's the direction Green is trying to go, but he's got no choice but to go through with the throw. He's got an open man because that's the side that Brandon came from on the blitz.
And meanwhile, you saw Mike Cloud now has to serve as the fullback with Tony Richardson out and Priest Holmes out. That's Marvin Minnis asking Green a question as he moves into position slot left. Good protection. Throws off his back foot. Incomplete. Intended for Minnis.
Well, Trent Green has had a long afternoon here at Invesco. Under pressure, the ball has sailed on him a couple times. He has rarely had too big of a chance to comfortably find a receiver. And remember, this stadium wasn't very nice to Trent last year, Dick.
You know, Deltha O'Neal came up with 4 interceptions.
I think Trent Green could do without his annual visit to Mile High.
Little Rocky Mountain Thunder, and then the throw underneath the Hall. Boy, look at him, like a cat.
Look,
now it's in the clear.
Oh no! Can you believe this?
What a brilliant play again! That was artistry, and he gives the now the Kansas City crossed arm signal, and down is Deltha O'Neal, who was in on the play. 49 yards, the touchdown for Dante Hall.
That's an unbelievable run by Dante Hall out of the slot. All right, now there's Deltha O'Neal, the first guy up. He misses him there. He goes back and actually gets cut out, his legs cut out from under him by Al Wilson, the middle linebacker. But how about that for some jump starts, some stops, some goes, and then the flying X, whatever that means.
Well, we said earlier that Portis was Sayer-esque. That reminded me of Barry Sanders. That stop, start, jump left, jump right. Cat quickness of Dante Hall.
That crossed arms there, that is something that Marvcus Patton started with the Chiefs, and it's kind of caught on with some of the other players. But that's almost inhuman what Dante Hall did right there. It almost looked like he had a string attached to his back and somebody just yanked it. Yeah.
Deltha O'Neal being helped off.
All the more remarkable, and you touched on it, Dick, without Priest Holmes and without Mike Richardson, this Kansas City offense moves for a touchdown. I mean, Tony Richardson. Without Richardson and Holmes, somehow they're still able to move the football against Denver.
How's this for a little average for Dante Hall? 2 catches, 124 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
And the throws were probably what, 15 yards and 5 yards respectively.
2 touchdowns on kick returns last week, 2 as a pass receiver this week. Remember, Johnny Morton, the starter, did not suit up. He had back spasms Friday, so that gave Hall more of a chance to play.
And a punt return the week before.
That's right.
How about this 3-week stretch for Dante Hall?
Little man with big plays in his wallet. He is exciting. Any Pro Bowl votes there? Morton Anderson adds the extra point, and with 8:15 left, the Chiefs are within 10.
For over 8 years, DirecTV has brought America the best in television entertainment. And our customers have shown their appreciation in many unique ways. We simply figured it was an emotion they couldn't put into words. Until now. DirecTV, ranked #1 in customer satisfaction among satellite and cable subscribers by J.D. Power and Associates. Get a 2-room DirecTV system with installation for under $50.
Welcome to the kingdom.
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
No.
Simpsons talking watches, now only at Burger King. Just $2.39 each with the purchase of any value meal.
Cool your jets, man.
Burger. Collect all 4. And our big double cheeseburger is just 99 cents. With 2 slices of melted cheese and 2 juicy flame-broiled patties. More beef than a Big and Tasty. Hurry, offers end soon.
Behind them is the shortcut they'd heard about that supposedly went around the highway that's always backed up. Ahead of them is that highway. But right now, life is perfect thanks to an empty road, a full tank, and the available voice-activated navigation system of a 260 horsepower Acura MDX.
Gather the family for the event of the week, the Survivor season finale.
There are 4 left.
You've come a long way, baby.
And in the end, only 1 survivor.
We're talking $1 million.
That's what makes Survivor the ultimate game. Then join me for the reunion show. No singing and dancing, just answers to questions you've been asking.
Survivor season finale, CBS Thursday.
Well, we told you that Kansas City, the top scoring team in the NFL in the 4th quarter, 155 points starting today, an average of over 12 a game, and Dante Hall gets 6 on a scintillating short pass and run against the Broncos to make the score 31-21, and Broncos respecting a possible onside kick, but Hustad hits it long to Ruben Drones, and he's going to take it out 15 and makes it to the 20. And with that, a timeout. 8:10 to go here in Denver, where the Broncos in this must-win game lead by 10.
You just saw Lady in half without any repercussion. Whoa.
Are you Italian?
No. Flaming lips. You're up.
Introducing the Media Center PC from HP, powered by the Intel Pentium 4 processor. Your TV, music, photos, and videos, all living happily together inside one powerful home computer with the Intel Pentium 4 processor. Call or visit one of these retailers.
There's a light in your soul that says you're one of a kind. Don't never let it go. Be original, an individual, yeah, like Dr. Pepper. Be you, do what you do. Dr. Pepper, be you, do what
Be sure to pick up Garth's album, Scarecrow, wherever great music is sold.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Hewlett-Packard, HP Digital Imaging. When it's this easy, why not? And by Dr. Pepper and your local Dr. Pepper bottler. Be you, nothing's better. Dr. Pepper.
And welcome back as night falls here in the Mile High City. And Kansas City keeps its flickering hopes alive. Within 10, 8 minutes plus to go. Deltha O'Neal report is sprained left knee, doubtful he will return. Kansas City has been doubtful in stopping Greasy, who's able to scamper away from pressure again and then throw it away. Boy, he's done a good job of eluding several sack chances for the Chiefs.
One more time, the touchdown. Let's look behind door number 2. Is it Monty Hall? No, it's Dante Hall. Look at this.
Oh.
Will you look at this ability to stop and start and make people miss? Unbelievable.
we have seen some. It's a highlight show. The runs of Hall and Portis. 2nd and 10. Kansas City has only stopped Denver once today. Only one punt. And Anderson, no, it's Portis who bowls his way out for 7. Dante Hall. This is 2 weeks ago. No, last week against the Rams, where he returned both a punt and a kickoff for a touchdown. And of course, week before, he had a 90-yard punt return against Arizona. This one against the Cardinals. And then 2 more today, 75 yards. And the last one of 49 yards.
Dante's on fuego.
Oh, I like that. Hot. Greasy. Flag down, and so is the quarterback back inside the 15 as Eddie Freeman and Eric Hicks finally fought through the blocking. And the holding call against Denver undoubtedly will be declined as 4th down comes up, and Kansas City's going to get the ball right back in less than a minute.
Disappointing offensive series for the Broncos. Not only did they not get a first down, but they didn't use any clock whatsoever. Credit to secondary. The pocket fell apart. Brian had a chance to look downfield, but smartly he took no chances in throwing the ball over the middle of the field.
And guess who's back to return?
A 10-point lead, a sack is not the end of the world.
Nor will receive the ball a step into his own end zone. And Hall, itching to take another one, is at the Kansas City 45.
It might be time to try the sidelines. I might be tempted to punt this one out of bounds.
Short kick. Hall lets it bounce. And it takes a Kansas City bounce. Still bouncing to the 41-yard line of the Broncos. So Kansas City with just under 7 to go.
A little uneasiness starts to creep through in Vesco Field.
Recipient of a 26-yard punt, and Green and the Chiefs will try to pull within 3. A reminder for those of you on the East Coast, 60 Minutes tonight, Al Gore reveals to Leslie Stahl a stunning announcement that he will not run for the presidency in 2004. All that and more on 60 Minutes tonight. Of course, that great show will be seen at its regular time here in the Mountain and Western zones.
We still have no information to pass on to you about Priest Holmes. He has not returned from the locker room where he went in to have the Chiefs medical staff look at his hip. So a giant hole along with Tony Richardson in the Kansas City backfield.
Michael Cloud replaces Holmes, and Cloud lurches forward almost to first down territory. Gains 9 to the 32-yard line before Ian Gold can trip him up. I don't know what David Letterman's crew have been doing, but boy, do they have a lineup of great guests this week. You best after your local news see Catherine Zeta-Jones, Denzel Washington, Drew Barrymore, Kobe Bryant of the Lakers, Tom Hanks. How about that this week on the David Letterman Show, CBS, America's most watched network. Big hole for Cloud, who gets to the 25 on a first down before Kanoe Kennedy from his safety spot can lead the defensive charge.
Well, the last couple of plays, you got to give an awful lot of credit to this offensive line of the Chiefs. Look at them blowing Denver off the ball. They are just big. John Tate, number 76 right there, took his guy. Trevor Price, a good 4 yards downfield.
And Mike Shanahan noticed that too. He sent in 3 new defensive linemen. First down from the 25. They fake the reverse, give it to Cloud, and not much fair weather there for the ball carrier Cloud. 1-yard gain.
Let's spotlight Trevor Price as he again works on John Tate. He keeps good leverage this time, fighting to the outside, and that is an outstanding play by Trevor Price. He got the leverage, he got underneath Tate, he strung him down the line of scrimmage without giving any ground, and then made the tackle. That's the way you expect a defensive end to do it.
Only 3 tackles today. 5 minutes, 10 seconds to go. 2nd and 9. Off his back foot, a short gain to Minnis to the 20. Chiefs need a touchdown and a field goal to tie.
Denver comes with a blitz. They bring a guy, and Trent Green does not have enough blockers in front of him to pick it up. Al Wilson really puts a shot on Green. Minnis made the adjustment and ran the short route and allowed Green to complete the ball, but boy, he took a lick for it.
Third down, a long 4. As we approach the 4.5-minute mark here in Denver, suddenly it's become a game of concern for these Bronco fans who thought they had it put away 28-7. Will he get it off? Just does. Green to Kennison. Kennison to the 5, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Chiefs as Denard Walker makes the tackle at the 4:12 mark.
Well, they leave Denard Walker strictly man coverage all by himself on Eddie Kennison. And Kennison, when he stopped his route, Walker looked like he went down on one knee. But Denard Walker knows he has no, you look at, he slipped right there. And he barely got back in time to make the tackle. But Denard Walker left all alone on Kennison.
Under 4 minutes to go. Cloud on the toss. Looked as if he wanted to throw the ball for a moment, and then tackled for a loss by John Mobley. A loss of 6 back to the 11-yard line, and just as important, the time. The clock continues to run. Kansas City and Denver have all timeouts left.
How's that play by John Mobley, huh? Big time play when they needed it. Having to play, had to move over from weak linebacker to strong linebacker when Bill Romanowski left and went to the Raiders. He has had a good year, admittedly having to learn an entirely new position.
Green taking a lot of time in the huddle. Partly perhaps because 2 of his stars aren't in there with him. The throw is for Kennison. Is he pushed out of bounds? What's the call? Incomplete. Ruling is he would not have come down had there been no contact in the end zone.
You can see the right foot out of bounds, and he came down not because he was pushed out of bounds. He had no chance of getting both feet in bounds. Excellent work by the official on the spot.
There's the mark. 2:59 left in this 4th quarter. 3rd and goal from the 11.
How was that for some visual evidence? Huh?
Well, that's part of the evidence they use. Green fires underneath, complete to Dante Hall, but this time they had 2 men all over him. So 4th and goal at about the 2.5-yard line, and Dick Vermeil doesn't use a timeout. That clock is running.
And here comes Morton Anderson. He needs a touchdown and a field goal. It's just so tempting to go for the touchdown here because you wonder if you'll get this close to the end zone again. You know, you could make that field goal from 30 or 40 yards.
And now, after 15-20 seconds had expired, they used the timeout. The first spent by Kansas City. Obviously, what Vermeil wanted to do is save all 3 plus the 2-minute warning.
But they've got to be discussing. Morton Anderson is saying, but you know, it's got to be so tempting. You have to score a touchdown. You're going to have to get in the end zone. And when you're only a couple yards away, even though it's 4th down, you got to think to yourself, am I ever going to have this opportunity again?
But
I know
he also doesn't have Tony Richardson nor Priest Holmes.
Well, if you don't score, the risk you take is if you don't score the touchdown on 4th, it's over. The game's over. Because you still need 2 scores to win, and chances are you won't get 2 more chances.
Any thought that Vermeil, you know him well, you've seen him operate through the years, would he try a fake in this situation?
Ooh, I would think the way his offense has been moving the ball, that he's got a better chance of doing it out of a regular offensive formation than you do out of a fake field goal.
So this will be a short 21-yard attempt if no fake by Morton Anderson, and he does kick it through. So it's a touchdown game now at 31-24 with 2:25 to go. Meanwhile, action elsewhere in the NFL. Let's go to Jim Nance in New York.
All right, thank you, fellas. We've got a final in from San Francisco. Niners looking for a 2nd straight last-minute victory, but on 4th down, Garcia's pass in the dirt. Green Bay wins 20-14. They have now beaten the Niners 9 of the last 10 meetings since 1995, including the playoffs. Let's go back to you guys, Dick and Dan.
All right, so Philadelphia, Green Bay, and Tampa Bay all with 11 wins in the NFC. Down to Bonnie Bernstein.
All right, Dick, they're dropping like flies on the Kansas City sideline. Priest Holmes is done for the day. He's got a bruised right hip. Also, Mark Boerichter, who's already filling in for an injured Johnny Morton. He's also hurt. His right shoulder was bothering him a little bit before the game. That injury has been exacerbated, and it doesn't look like he's going back in the rest of the day either.
And of course, Tony Richardson earlier in the game out with shoulder injury and in tremendous pain as they took him to the locker room. So, you know, Dick Vermeil told Bonnie at halftime, the loss of Richardson took his playbook, and you might as well rip out half the pages because they can't work them without Richardson, the only fullback in uniform today.
Well, the question now is Kansas City going to try the onside kick? Now, the Chiefs had to use a timeout there, so they only have 2 timeouts left to try if Denver gets the ball here.
And the 2-minute timeout.
Right, so they have 3 stoppages of the clock coming up. That's going to allow Denver to burn a lot of time.
Yeah, they're going to kick it away. Yep. Denver was up looking for the onside, so they booted through. Husted does, and so they'll start from the 20-yard line with 2:24 to go. And after our action here from Denver, here's the lineup. 60 Minutes and Becker, Yestier. And in the CBS Sunday movie, The Man Who Saved Christmas, starring Jason Alexander. It's all here tonight on CBS, America's most watched network. And of course, the Sunday lineup at its usual time here in the West.
Check out the total yardage in this football game. How about that?
Was that 938
900
yards?
plus. How about that? Why am I not surprised?
No, I think we thought the winner would have to score 30 points today.
Yep, I don't think anybody targeted this as a 10-7 ball game.
Gracie and Portis caught in the backfield, gets away, and instead of a 3-yard loss, a gain of 2 for Clinton Portis, and there's the second timeout spent by Dick Vermeil.
Portis, and you know, that's where a guy can fumble. He just ran right into the back of his own guard, Steve Herndon. And it's a surprise. It's a hit that surprises you that sometimes gets that ball down on the ground, and that had to surprise Portis. Not expecting to run full speed in the back of one of your offensive linemen.
It's Gary Kubiak, the offensive coordinator, talking to Greasy. Kubiak, who played at Texas A&M, and some folks around here who have high regard for this gentleman thought he might get a feeler from his alma mater for that coaching position, but did not happen. But meanwhile,
if he left though to go to A&M, I wonder if he would have had one of the other assistants tell the team that he was gone.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that happens. 2nd and 8. Portis smothered by the Chiefs. They'll probably let it go to the 2-minute warning here, or they'll spend their final timeout. No, they'll spend their final timeout here and use the 2-minute if they can control Denver on the 3rd down upcoming play. It'll be 3rd and 7. And Vermeil, I think, wanted to save that timeout for after the 2-minute warning.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He was willing to burn the 8 seconds here to get to the 2-minute warning to keep that timeout in the bank. A miscommunication. He's going, okay, we'll make the best of it, but that was a miscommunication.
You know, the agonizing aspect of running the show as the head coach. Dick's kids are around 40 years old now, and the kids he's working with on the field are, you know, some of them are 23, 24, 25. They're relative babies, and quick decision made for the timeout. I mean, it's the instinct of a player. They want a clock to stop, not realizing how close they were to the 2-minute warning.
I was captain of the Cardinals for 10 years, and you always look to the sideline in a situation like that to see if they wanted you to take it, or you talked about it ahead of time.
This is the big play if Kansas City can stop Greasy at 3rd and 7. He fires incomplete off Shannon Sharp's fingers.
Well, they got Den. I'll tell you what, Kansas City got away with it because that timeout allowed Denver the luxury of passing the football because they knew they really had just a couple seconds to lose because of the 2-minute warning.
Vermeil going to his captain on the field saying, Marvcus, good call. Way to go. We'll get the ball in. Well, this is coming down to a dramatic finish as one expected, although it certainly didn't seem in that direction at 28-7 Denver here in the second half. Hall back to return. Norris punt, another high dying spiral. And it takes a Denver bounce to the 38-yard line. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning at 1. Clock is still running at 1:50. 1:50 left. Kansas City with no timeouts.
Smirnoff Ice Premium Malt Beverage. Intelligent nightlife.
Turn here. Let's go.
Sure, just hop in. It's easy. What could go wrong?
The Hyundai Santa Fe, with America's best warranty. When you take things in stride, you win.
My wife bought the same one. Didn't fit. I love it, but the kids are allergic. Rashy.
How can I help you?
I'd like to return this.
No problem.
Okay, the thing is...
Sir, we'll take it back.
So I don't need it.
Nope.
Make returns, not excuses. Because at Circuit City, we offer easy, no-hassle returns and exchanges. Circuit City, we're with you.
We're moving to Europe. Different plugs. You don't need it, but that's good.
Whether Iraq does or doesn't have weapons of mass destruction, one thing they do have are oil wells. Is that what it's all about? 60 Minutes tonight.
Why is Doug obsessed with finding his childhood toy?
Reminds me of a time when I didn't have to pay bills or going after that big promotion.
We've never done either of those.
All new King of Queens, CBS Monday.
Just further evidence of how competitive the AFC West is. The first game, Dan, remember, it was Kansas City at home, led 34-20 in the fourth quarter. Denver scores 2 touchdowns, wins in overtime. Now Kansas City has a chance to return the favor.
What odds they face, though, with Tony Richardson gone, Priest Holmes gone, no timeouts, and they need a touchdown, not a field goal. Bo Richter out as well. This is a wounded team.
Green down the middle deep. What a catch by Tony Gonzalez. That could only be Gonzalez, who loves that ball up high as if he's playing in the post, and it's a first down at the 36.
Well, Trent Green tells us Tony wants that ball up high. He's more comfortable, and that's the only place he could put it for the completion.
Green underneath. Hall dancing, and down he goes at the 29-yard line. Remember, after the action here on this mile-high turf, it'll be 60 minutes. Al Gore, a rock feature. That's another fascinating lineup. Second down and short. Down the sidelines to Kennison. Incomplete.
Ooh, how close was that? Denard Walker in on it again.
Just enough. Walker to get his hand in there at the goal line.
Denard Walker, but you see how he comes back, but he wasn't. He looked at the ball, but too late to make a play on it. The ball actually hit the hands of Eddie Kennison. That would have been an unbelievable catch, but he had a shot at it.
Stops the clock, 61 seconds, plenty of time, though without timeouts. But it's third down and 3 as well.
Nobody's left here.
Green to the sideline, incomplete. Eddie Kennison, and that wasn't close. So it comes down to one play for the Chiefs on 4th and 3. And Dick Vermeil doesn't have the luxury of wondering what if Priest Holmes were still in the game. It's a one-dimensional offense here.
Oh, Al Saunders, the offensive coordinator, I can't imagine how far he is into his playbook, trying to find something for this situation, because every play they ran all week involved either Holmes or Richardson.
3 yards for a first down. Here comes the blitz. Underneath, complete to Hall, and it is a first down at the 25-yard line to Dante Hall. And Green saying, hurry up, get up here.
Hall's hurt. Hall's hurt. He's got to take himself out.
I mean, how totally unfortunate the injury news has been for Kansas City today, and they stop the clock with 37 seconds and a flag goes down. So Bill Carollo calls him over. We'll see how this penalty goes. Well, Marvin Minnis, who hadn't caught a pass all year, has been on the PUP list, injured list since May when he broke his foot. He's been inactive and he's seeing a lot of duty. He's all that's left. He's their 5th receiver.
If this is against Kansas City, it could get a runoff here.
Illegal formation on the offense. 6 men on the line of scrimmage. All 11 players were set. By rule, this would just be a 5-yard penalty and no 10-second runoff. It'll be the 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Well, that's a good job of explaining it by Bill Carollo that there won't be a 10-second runoff. And here's Dante Hall that picks up the first down on the blitz by Denver. And somehow in hitting that ground, he injured his leg and had to hobble off.
The Chiefs a touchdown away from a tie. 37 seconds left from the 30. 4 wides. Green down the middle and not close. Marvin Minnis was 5 yards away from the ball. There were 4 Broncos surrounding him. As we started today, Denver and Kansas City hoped that Oakland and San Diego in front of them would lose. They did. So hope renewed for both the Broncos and Chiefs. In fact, for Denver, if they win today and win the next 2 weeks, including at Oakland next week, they win the West.
Now Kansas City doesn't have to try to go to the end zone on every pass here now. They can still get a 15-yarder or so over the middle.
To the sidelines to Kennison, and flags go down, and that will stop the clock, and that's a break for the Chiefs with 25 seconds left.
If that's against Denver, it's a monster break for the Chiefs. The holding might have come in the slot.
The catch is at the 15-yard line, and that'll be almost measurable. Looked as if he made it for the first down. And it's against the Broncos. Illegal hand to the face. And Bill Carollo will mark it from the 15-yard line where Kennison made the catch.
Well, how's this for a little drama at the end of the game? Bill Carollo being very deliberate.
Illegal use of the hands to the face by the defense. Number 37, that penalty is declined. Pass interference, number 25 on the defense. That penalty is accepted. It'll be an automatic first down at the spot of the foul.
Yeah, 2 penalties. 2 penalties. One's going to happen right here. One's going to happen right here at the end of the play. The first one was on Poole, hands to the face, and then Walker got an interference at the end. I didn't see the interference at the end. You could see the one on Poole. I sure didn't see the interference on Denard Walker.
So 25 seconds to tie. They'll have 4 chances at it if they need it. Green steps away, throws to the end zone for Gonzalez, incomplete.
Well, I think Trent Green showed us his thinking. When in doubt, how about a jump ball to Tony G?
They use 6 seconds on the play.
I'm going to try to find number 88. I'm going to try to throw it up in the air where he can go vertical and try to catch it.
We've seen through Gonzalez 3 Pro Bowl years and only 6 seasons out of California how well he can go up and outfight 2 men in that end zone. We may see another just like it. Flag down underneath to Cloud, and Cloud is to the 8-yard line. And how important is this flag?
Oh, it's got to be some kind of holding against Kansas City.
Personal foul, Kansas City. Oh my. And here's a case where you do run off the 10 seconds.
Well, and the first, there are 2 flags here. There are 2, I think there are 2 different penalties. One was thrown by a linesman, and another one was thrown back during the play. We've got 2 fouls.
Illegal formation, 6 men in the line of scrimmage. On the offense, that penalty is declined. Personal foul, leg whip, number 76, offense. That penalty is accepted. It'll be a 15-yard penalty, and we'll replay second down.
That's a tough penalty on John Tate, working against Trevor Price. Oh, boy.
That's pretty thin.
Oh,
he
boy.
did reach out. The intent was there, but...
Oh, but that's not a leg whip. You can't leg whip a guy flat on your, sitting on your butt. Leg whip is to actually torque yourself around.
So 12 seconds to go. And now operating outside the 30. Green pumping and throwing for Gonzalez. Almost intercepted. And we come down to a final play.
Ooh, Jimmy Spencer could have ended it right there. He was so concerned with trying to stay within the field of play at the very back of the end zone. But he had this ball right in his hands, off to the left, right there, number 33, Jimmy Spencer. You know, that's, he better hope Kansas City doesn't score a touchdown right here. Looking at how looking at his momentum, he might have had a really difficult time getting both feet down.
They're on their feet in Denver. The final play, 5 seconds to go. 30 yards away from a tying touchdown. 3-man rush. Up high, jump ball. Incomplete. The Broncos are very much in the thick of the playoff picture. And what a game, and what an effort by a wounded Kansas City team that took it right down to the final throw.
How much admiration do you have for both of these clubs? Denver, after 3 in a row, rights the ship, and Kansas City, playing with half a roster at the end of this game, came down to the final play. Boy, I tell you, you got to have a lot of good feelings for both of these teams.
So the Chiefs fall to 7-7 and Denver to 8-6. Here's the final hope for Green and Kansas City. And it only touched Denver hands. Like Tyrone Poole was in the middle of that breakup, and Poole, who started today, that may have been the biggest play of all.
Well, 5 Denver players and 3 Kansas City players.
2 games to go. 9-5 Miami, Oakland, Indianapolis, Pittsburgh there. And then Tennessee and New England. How big's that game tomorrow night?
But keep in mind, though, Dick, when you look at the bottom 2, San Diego and Denver, Denver knows that they are in control. If they win their final 2 games, which involves beating Oakland, they will win the AFC West.
And San Diego goes to Kansas City next week. So the AFC Wild West has 2 games to go and much yet to be decided. Stay tuned for all the top programming tonight on CBS. It begins with 60 Minutes and the CBS Sunday movie, The Man Who Saved Christmas. So from Denver, Colorado, the final score, the Denver Broncos 31, the Kansas City Chiefs 24. For Dan Deerdorf and Bonnie Bernstein, this is Dick Enbert. You've been watching the NFL on CBS.